Good morning Matto and Chatto, can actually catch the stream live today rather than being a bother.
Hello, chatto! It's Chewsat, and coming up today on Building a Nation with Wisła Kraków, I have made 73 transfer room in requests. It took 20 minutes. It's the most tedious process in the entire world of ever existing, and I would not recommend it. But we're going to find out what happens when we do that today. There's a sub there, but I'm going to ignore it for now because I cannot be shaken. We're making transfers. We've got games to play, European draws potentially on the cards as well. All that and more coming up today on Building a Nation with Wisła Kraków, and we're fucking stirrups. Look at him go. Didn't even have a prediction on it. I do better when I'm not under pressure. Who knew? Ah, lovely. Dodging, bobbing, weaving. Nan's rug on? Your Nan is a very famous designer. Doing what to stirrups? You know what we're doing to the stirrups. They're big enough, right? Oh. Amateur players. Yeah, so obviously we've got all those guys on the pipeline. But 73 transfer room in requests. It's the dream. Didn't make a mistake on the intro. Dodged the sabotage. I'm a new man, chat. I've woke up today feeling fire. I spent half an hour playing ball pit to get my reactions. That's what it was, you see. It's that training. Thank you, Harv. The hair do be flowing lately. It's very, very long. I'm getting a haircut next week because I'm getting a lot of volume at the back. It's because I've been wearing a lot of hats lately. So it's sticking out quite a bit. Magic Eye Jumpers, see it. See the value. See the vintage. I wouldn't be able to ever do a mullet. Not because I don't think it would look alright. Because my hair's so, dense at the sides, it just grows out here. So the mullet effect would be gone after, 2 days. Genuinely. Adam, thank you for the 20.
Finally able to catch a stream, if only for a little bit. Hope everything's going well.
Honestly, it's terrific, my friend. And I hope you're well as well. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and New Year. And Inferno, take it away.
Good morning, bread botherers. Thanks for doing the work that entices cool sponsors and mysterious 14 o'clock meetings. Anyway, enough of the flim-flam.
I'm 30, actually.
Save update. Leg 7 of 10 of the save. Ecuador. Got relegated. But not sacked. Signed my winger from my last club. Nice. Game 2 scores best goal I've ever seen. Gets injured. Hip injury. We got promoted anyway. Finished second. Qualify for the playoffs. Lose semi-first leg 3-1. Go up 2-0 second leg. 94th minute corner highlight. Concede a screamer. Rage quit.
Things you hate to see. I do appreciate you providing us a lovely roller coaster this morning, Inferno. Wasn't sure I'd be in for that. Hang on, if I missed an important message in chat, I feel like you passed your driving test. Fuck yes. Well done, man. That's awesome. That genuinely, that's I know that's a massive. It's been such a long time. I'm old, so it's been a while since I've done mine, but it was just such a massive deal. I did mine on April Fool's Day, which was perhaps not the best idea because you can't take anything they're saying entirely seriously at that point. Also, Lord Richard, thank you very much for the 65 months as well during my intro, as I was able to dodge and weave that one as well. Yeah, hip injuries, I always felt like they're prominent. No, prominent. It just seems like in FM. I don't know. In real life, I rarely hear about players being out for a long time with hip injuries. I'm sure it happens. Maybe it's not reported in the same way, and maybe there's more specifics around it. Maybe they don't just say hip injury, they say something very relating to muscles. But it seems like in FM, the hip injury as a generic term is far more common than I don't know, it just seems overrepresented as far as the injury cornucopia goes, right? Over 70s league. Well, I mean, speak for yourself. I'm all about the Masters football pass, bro. Speaking of, let's go. So, first things first, hopefully this has actually worked. Wait, where can you show kits these days? Is it? Yeah. Nice. I think that's the biggest we're going to get, isn't it? For the time being. I need Saz to come in and make me a new one where I can show the kits being bigger. Basically, we have new kits, courtesy of PassPro. Things you love to see. Oh, big upset. Ooh. 7-1. Do you know what that reminds me of? During the Tromsø Building a Nation save, we randomly played Milan in Norway. And I can't remember the exact scoreline, but I think it was like 7-0. And this was not at a time when we would be expected to be beating them at all, let alone 7-0, or maybe 7-1. It was absolutely wild. It was in the snow, in Norway, and it's like the game actually did the effects properly. It was really cool. National team player without a contract. I would be amazed, but it is July. So actually, now's probably the only time of year when that's probably a sensible look up. Let's have a little look. I'm curious now. Maybe. Did you see the Discord notification on stream? That's new. Huh. Okay. Why is that happening? Shout out, Sammy. Let me just see. Oh, I know what it might be. One sec. Where's the game? Where is the game? Game capture. Capture specific window.
Heard this yesterday and liked it. 11:34. Arrived at crime scene 11:34. Examined body. Signs of a struggle 11:34. Found murder weapon in drain 11:34. Realized
really
watch was broken.
How very strange. It should be. How weird. Well, there we go. That doesn't normally happen. I guess Discord have changed the way that they do their overlays or something. Lavinia, thank you very much for the 42 months, my friend. That is very kind. The Discord ping, I didn't even hear that. That was so strange. Discord shouldn't even have a sound option on my audio, in fairness. That's really... Oh, Prime subs can be super weird, Quimby. Yeah, apologies for that, chat. I don't know why that happened. It must be that they've changed the way that they do some overlays. Yeah, if you just heard a Discord ping, because this would have gone through to the VODs as well. So VODs, if you heard a Discord ping, that was apparently me. As we've all seen. How weird. Anyway, I'll have a look into that, because that must be a Discord overlay thing that they've changed. Either way, let's have a look at the Polish national team. There is actually 2 guys without clubs, insanely. 3, in fact. I mean, and they're not exactly in, like... You know, they're not in their 30s either. We've got a 27, a 25, and a 25. Definitely worth a trial. If only so that they could come back to Poland, if nothing else. Oh, the ball pepper shots down somehow. Ooh. Jesus. To be fair, you've almost played like a lot of our opponents. When we play bad games, when we play bad games, sometimes we have random games like that too. Wait, is Duda in there? Oh my god, he is. Wait, did that even work when I did that? Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. That kind of... Oh, he hasn't got any caps yet. So today we're going to just before 1:30, as I have a meeting that with England that I couldn't sort of move, because obviously it's not a meeting I was in direct control of. Worth signing? I mean, the thing is with these guys, I probably don't think any of them are worth signing realistically. They may have caps at some point, but there's a reason why they were released by Parma. But then again, those are much bigger clubs than us. I would be amazed if any of these guys are actually going to be useful for... I mean, sorry, it's not to say that they wouldn't be useful. It's just that, do I want to put this guy in over our youngster who's nearly as good, I suppose? That's the way I'm looking at it. Tuchel in trouble? Potentially, Crabber Heat. Potentially, because obviously they've launched the FIFA E Football Manager Club World Cup or something. I can't remember exactly what it's called, because as usual, it has an insanely long, difficult name. Aaron's activated the boat clause. Maybe. We'll find out, I guess, won't we? So, yeah, so we're going to be going a little bit shorter today. That's why I did a bit longer last stream, and we'll probably do a bit longer on Thursday as well to sort of make up the difference, because we're only going to be here for like 2.5 hours today, which does mean that I've got so much stuff to show you. The first thing I want to show you, though, is this. I set up 73 transfer in requests before stream today. There's a few of these aren't exactly correct, but once you've made them, you can't go back and dick about with them, so I just have to leave it. Someone, I think it was Chaser, or maybe... had a brilliant tip that says that you actually can use normal squad playing time roles for goalkeepers, but you have to put the playing time in first, then add the goalkeeper, and apparently that will get you players in that same kind of strata. So there is a way to do that, and that's if this actually works, my logic is hopefully it works. If it doesn't, it's probably just because the game goes, well, nobody has that because the goalkeeper doesn't have that playing time. But still, so what I've done basically is I've set up a request for every single playing time for every single position in our squad, basically. So we've got... And the ones, some of them have age ranges on them, but those are the ones that are senior ones, to look at basically anyone under 21, pretty much. These ones will always be under 21 because they're junior roles. So there's just a lot. There are a couple of duplicates as well because I lost track of what I was doing, but it won't matter. And that one I buggered up slightly, so I made another one or didn't. You get the point. The beautiful thing about this is... we don't need to worry about scouts, because this is not about scouts. The other teams bring you their players for you. It's glorious. Vampire. I feel like Vampire is getting looked up more than any other player. Is he the new Endrick? It is a fantastic name, to be fair. Youngster. Sorry, I don't understand the question. Yes, Youngster is one of the squad roles that you can target any squad role. So I did. Sorry, forgive me, I'm not sure I understand. Transfer room in. I have got a couple of videos that talks about it, Shadowplay, because it is a little bit... it's a bit no, sorry, it's not counterintuitive. It actually is quite intuitive, providing you abandon a lot of what you think about FM in the first place. It works well when you follow the logic of what it's supposed to be. but it doesn't do a very good job at explaining what that is, I guess. Rescout the Kirkish guy. Oh, you're right. I don't know if we did. I assume we did, because I'm pretty certain we literally just scouted a big chunk of them. If not, I can just load the report again and have another look, to be fair. So we'll find out either way if we can get him, because he'll be on the back of the list, to be fair, anyway. Bugs. Oh, my God. Right, so actually, I'm glad you mentioned Transfer Room Out, because we had a comment on the VODs about Transfer Room Out. I've messed around with it a tiny little bit last stream, but I honestly don't really know the optimal setups for it and how it works. But I'd like to learn. In fact, here's a good question for you in chat now, as well as VODs later. You obviously watch my content on VODs and on streams a reasonable amount. Do you find there's any features of the game that I simply do not use that you do, and you wonder why? If so, what is that feature and why? Because I'm really... Why do you like it so much? Because I'm really curious and I want to fill in some blind spots in my knowledge of the game. Tori! No. I can't be swayed. Only found goalkeepers through thanks to playing time. Interesting. Because when I first tested it out, I found loads of them. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, this will give us a really good metric of what ones we actually want to use in future. Manager type. Did they even carry that over? So that's Lucas Bugs. Is that his actual name? Lucas Vinicius Bugs. About own training schedules. I did try that for a bit. And I might start to do that a little bit more, because it does seem to be a bit more... It seems to have improved slightly. I mean, I've got it. Just can't turn it on this save, innit? Abdallah Sima. He was just called Bugs. Oh man. I bet he owns bunnies. He has to, right? Is there another player in like the league called Elmer Fudd? Be a huge fan of that. Abdallah Sima. There he is. Allons. And how could he not be with reasonable vision? Has he always been there? Yes, he... Oh, wait. I don't know if that's a real transfer or not. I'm assuming it is, because that's first season, so you can never really tell unless you obviously know about the player. He's had a lovely time of it so far, though. My goodness me, he's crushing it. He's good in the air. Well, yeah, no, he is. He's just good in the air. Stoke legend. Speaking of Stoke, we're going to finally get to find out, Sharpie, whether Kevin can do it on a wet, windy evening in Stoke. He said it'd probably be 3 o'clock kickoff using the new bookmarks. True, actually. Weirdly, the time I use the bookmarks most is when I'm not live. So, for example, when I'm doing... Because I've got a new... thing I'm doing for the recaps from here forward, I'm actually writing the script for the match overviews after each stream, so it's all sort of still in my head. But the way I have to do that is I have to keep going to the fixture schedule to capture highlights and all that sort of jazz. Just scout some players. Interesting. Is that an easy thing to set up? Or do you have to like manually assign it in some manner? Oh, saving those reports would be absolutely goated. It truly would change a lot. Oh, that's a shit team. I don't know either. The Patreon recap, obviously if you have missed that, it went out yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, I think. It's, I say it's quite long. It's actually not too bad for the first one, to be fair. Normally the first one's quite long. I reckon the next one will, is unfortunately no for fellas. Which is the world I want to live in, where there aren't any, to be fair. It's usually the next one, because that's the one when everyone's contracts have started expiring and everyone starts moving clubs. So, wait. Can you imagine? Wait, I just want to see if there's a Daffy. Rude. Poor Mikey Moore. I'm assuming that means that he's got middle name of Daffyd or something. Mikey Stephen Danny Moore. Oh, imagine if it was Mikey Stevie Danny Moore. At that point, you've got to. Are under bridges. Maybe. I mean, trolls have got to live somewhere, right? How else are you going to pay tolls for things? Hello, Drew. I've gone back and played any of the older FMs. The last time I loaded an older FM that's like considerably older was I did a random TikTok a few years ago where I went back to FM 13 to see who would be in England's Euro squad, or who it would predict would be in England's Euro squad for the last European Championship. But that's the last one. Skills scout for 1 week. Okay. Fair enough. I don't know if I would... I guess it would take the pressure off your scouts a little bit, especially when you've got few of them. I think we're at a point now where we've got enough that I probably don't need, or rather have the mental bandwidth to set something like that up. Mikey Moore, I think it's just Mikey as like a recognized first name is an interesting choice in general. So, because we're in the transfer window, we're going to have reports coming through as well as all the transfer room stuff, but we obviously have to give that a couple of days to cook. Oh, of course, the trials. So I'm just going to hit continue for a little bit. 13, I think it is 13. No, or is it? Actually, no. It might be 13 recruitment. But I don't know if they're all scouts. So it's 15. Oh, we got space. It couldn't hurt to get a recruitment analyst. Do you know who I'd really like? Okay, apparently I'm not allowed to. FM. I don't click it a second time just in case. Maybe I'll have to do these first for some reason. Ryan FNG Dry, thank you very much for the 10 months. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Doing more coaches. We really should just grab a load now. Actually, we got given a huge boon of them and I forgot to add some, but we really should because with the squad we've got, we do need them. So we'll get you guys over the line. Get Navrotsky and you, my friend, as well, just so we can have a little look at them. Yeah, international tournaments, to be fair, international tournaments is not something I ever normally do as far as scouting, as I just have never found it that good. I wish it was better. To be fair, I just wish a lot of the default scouting tools were a little bit more effective, or the things that we do was maybe slightly less effective, perhaps. That way you'd be more likely to use them, I guess. Is it a nuclear meeting? He's like, bro, leave me alone, man. FM analysis as well. Thank you for the 19 months. Sorry, that slipped through there as I was hitting some buttons, much like every stream. Right, let me just quickly try Aaron again. Get him on the blower. I'm hoping he comes up straight away. Oh, he does. I guess there's not that many Aarons. Oh my god, chat, it's happening. Right then. Well, I mean, I can do better than that. Come on now, you've got a family. Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm about to screenshot this and send it to Aaron. And yeah, we got to give it, hang on, 1,000 a week, surely. Come on, that's a nice solid chunk of wage right now. You can still do the streaming on the side. Perfect. He's good as well. Right. Suggest terms. Good. Fair offer. Is it? Perfect. Right. One sec. Badoop. Grab that. Obscure reputation. So far. They do not know of His Majesty yet, but they will. Let me just save that screenshot. Let me just grab my WhatsApp. Yeah, we'll grab a lot of coaches in a minute as well. Photos and videos. Yes, Aaron's wife is Polish. Daria is Polish, and she's absolutely lovely. And her dad is a delight as well. I had the pleasure of meeting him at FIFA as well. Now, where is my files? That's the one, I think, right? There it is. Boom. Right, superb. Right, okay. Send that over. This is where the deal gets somehow taken away from us. Saves you a few quid. You'd think, but I want to, you know, he deserves more because, truthfully, negotiations are actually... What is this trying to tell us? Aaron's really good in the negotiations. And that Jamaican knowledge, which, to be honest, is a gap in our knowledge, so he's filled that at least. And he's here to analyse the data. He'll do a great job of that. Right. Job for the boys. That's pretty much how it works. Generally speaking, that's how it works in almost all of my... That's just life, isn't it, really? It's about who you know. What have I typed in there? Suleimane Cissé. Oh. Now the question is, which one? That I genuinely actually don't know which one, Sharpie. I'm assuming there's a former Stoke player in here, and I'm just looking for the one that's got the Stoke kit or some kind of tech. Oh, the tech dude. Jesus. If we didn't already have... Do we have a tech director already? I'm guessing we do, because if not, he's really quite decent. And lovely scouting knowledge, too. Who is our current technical director? I wish it would tell you that on this page. Just for the knowledge. Yeah. Although weirdly he wants to be a scout. Wait, does... Oh, is that under scouting? He can scout as well, but we don't have any scouting slots free. And I don't... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll offer him a scouting role and we'll just get rid of one of the scouts. Because there's bound to be a scout that we don't care that much about, who's probably quite bad anyway, and we can replace him. Provided the board will let us. Right. We had some coaching vacancies too, didn't we? Quite a few, in fact. And I'll just grab 4 really good coaches. How many is it? Is it actually just straight up 4? Wow, it is 5 coaching vacancies. In that case, I'm just going to search for the best. Go from there. Sack before he even starts. Also, I have now got a Patreon shortlist. Wait, where's it gone? Oh, as if I was doing it on the other... Fucking hell. I was doing it on the previously saved one. I'll have to go through and create a Patreon shortlist again. Damn it, man! I did it on the... What's the word? Like the checkpoint save file rather than the bloody one we actually play on. That's annoying. But I don't want to switch to it because we'd lose all the stuff I've just made. Oh well, I'll do that again. Point is, I did create a Patreon shortlist at the very least. The only downside is we can't keep an eye on the female players because we're not allowed to have them on shortlists. At least you can set the scout report updates to like every 6 months, which should be okay. So what I'm looking for now actually is staff, which is under recruitment, right? Yes, there we go. Don't believe me, fair. I showed it in the video. You saw it in the video, therefore it exists. That's my logic anyway. Right, first thing we're like that. We'll have coaching is coach just in general, and then we can kind of go from there. We'll get a bit of a variety of coaches rather than just the straight up same type all the time. Right, let's see. God, I wish you could add the star rate. Oh, they don't really do that anymore, do they? The Yahoo email service turned to football. What? Oh my god, it looks like a cross between FM and Twitch in many ways. It's all about the tiles and cards. Get used to it because that ain't go anywhere. Import or save shortlist. I don't know if that will work with regen players or not. It might do. You're right. I probably should be able to export it and re-import it. I'll give it a go. If not, I'll just recreate it. But I don't have it saved externally enough to do that. Oh, you can. It's weird that that wouldn't be considered... Oh, their rating. Yeah, thank you. It's weird that that wouldn't be added by default to these views, to be honest. But such is life. Why is that squished out so much? So it's saying the best are people like William Stanger. I can't say I disagree. I quite like this guy too, actually. One of them would be maybe, but ultimately I'm looking for good specifically. And if they're Maltese as a side effect, then terrific. Actually, he's quite decent. Don't let him near the goalies. But other than that, I quite like him. Why do they always want under 19 coach? Right, non-negotiable. You are going to be a first team coach. I'll give you 5 years for the job. Amazing. And next guy. Azeri coach. Fun. Don't know if he's got any crazy tendencies in there too, which would be awesome. Right, let me guess. You want to be... Oh, okay. At least he actually has the ambition we're looking for. Bit of you as well. Lovely. I probably could have got his wage down slightly, but ultimately, it's not exactly a lot of money either way, is it? We'll have Wait, I do want a guy that can do goalies as well. Like a goalie coach. There we go. We'll have Shannon Ruth for when there's a leak. Second team goalie coach. No. You're going first team keeper coach, friend. You're going to the big leagues. I wouldn't mind a fitness coach as well if we could grab one of those. It's always important. Yeah, the best Maltese players will rarely ever come through in Malta, unfortunately. Oh, hello, Stepan Ostijic. He's a great fitness coach, but he's actually got other stuff on him as well. 5 times as much as Furman. He'll get his payday eventually, maybe, in about 5 years' time. If he's a good boy. And I want one more, maybe a defense coach. Someone who's just really good at the defender side of things, perhaps. Elite. Hello, Sirhi. That's a nice picture you got there, friendo. It's okay in other areas. He's very determined. My ass man is a good fitness coach too, which kind of helps. Does this guy have scouting knowledge as well? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I didn't see if he actually had any decent knowledge or not, whether it's just... wait, let's have a look on scouting. Ukraine, Brazil, Russia, Georgia. It's given us something. I'll see you later, Steve. I'll see you in the VODs. Right, okay. One last thing. Probably about time we do... Oh, actually, best Maltese player ever. Let's have a look. Oh, no, what? I don't know. I don't think he's that good. Hello, Lord Say Hail. Though while we're over here, I realised we hadn't done video comment checking for a little while, so we will do now. So, on this question from Foomaster, this 100% happens. You would have seen it happen last stream. So what tends to happen is if you've got more than one player that suits a requirement or a team is looking for, they will often bid on all 3 of them because they're all technically up for grabs. What I tend to do is accept all of them anyway, and it does mean that you'll often end up giving them 3 players for one position, and one of them will often get left in the cold. But I often find that that's still better than just not loaning them out in the first place, because you can always bring them back if they're not playing. But just give... Because that way you kind of give them a chance to triage themselves in many ways. And the best man wins, right? That's the way I look at it, I suppose. So, I don't know about this one. Because someone did tell me, either in Discord or on the VOD, about a way that you can tell if a goal's onside or not before the VAR decision this year. And I cannot remember who it was. It might have even been DJ. So if someone does know the answer to that, let me know so we can put it in the VOD, because I want to explain that as well. Rodada just doing bits. Hello, Dan Axel. Love to see it. This was pointed out to me as well. Did you guys even notice this? Forest won the Conference League while getting relegated in this save, and we didn't even notice that. Christoph! Thank you for the 14 months, man. Hope you're well. So we need to look into that in a moment, because that's interesting. This comes down to the transfer out thing as well, which is obviously what I was discussing. I definitely want to use it more, but I do hate the interface, and I hate the way that when you go to a player that's good for loan in there, it defaults to transfer and then removes the targeting of it. And then when you offer them to them, they then don't accept it. So it's like, what's the point? Also, apparently Montserrat got to the Copa America. Those 2 things we need to look at. As for this, Reese, I would say that is great, but you'll often get bids from lower sides doing that. It seems that to get bids from teams in the playable leagues, you do want to be doing the traditional offer out system as well. So a combination of the 2 is probably your best bet. Because it seems like the on and off thing seems to toggle more towards the lower teams. That might change later, though, as our reputation grows, for all I know. And I think we've actually caught up now. Right, so 2 things to say. Also, of course, if you have any comments on the VODs, whack those on the... The game's being weird again. It's still not working properly. Right, I'm going to have to capture a specific window again. And then Set that to FM26 very specifically there. How weird. Regardless. So, first things first. Nottingham Forest. I didn't notice this. I noticed they'd won. But you're right. They're in the Championship now as the reigning champions, which means they're surely playing in Europe as well, right? Or they'd maybe not gone in yet, actually, because they would have been... Oh, no, they're going to the Europa League, wouldn't they? Wait, is Ange in charge? Actually, that does track. Because I'm pretty certain I started this save during that tiny period where Ange would have been the Forest manager. Which means he would have technically been in charge. And still is, I think. Unless they've had any managerial changes. Where do you see that information? I genuinely don't know. You know how you can see like managerial history for clubs? I assume that's still a thing. Top of what? Yeah, but that's just the manager's name. That doesn't tell you the managerial history, surely. Or does it if I click him? No. So he took over in 2020. Yeah, so it is him. He has been there the whole time. History then filter managers. Let's see. History. Oh, here's one here. Ah, that's the one I wanted. Yes, lovely. Ooh, I quite like the way that's displayed, actually. So yeah, they won the won the Conference League and got relegated in the first. It's very Ange, isn't it? So Forest are going to be playing in the Europa League next year while being in the Championship. Amazing scenes, firstly. See what tactic an AI team play. I don't actually know how you do that at all, other than getting like the team report and then using it to go in here, basically. But obviously I can't click it because I don't have a team report. I think you now actually have to use them. There might be another way, but I don't know off the top of my head what that way would be. The other thing was the Copa America. Which Brazil beat Paraguay in the final of, by the way. Right, group stage, all groups. Yes, that's right. Wait, hang on a minute. French Guiana and Montserrat were Guadalupe? Bonaire? Are these teams always in the Copa America? Is this just one of these things where or have they expanded it perhaps to include some of the teams that play in the CONCACAF ones? Because I'm guessing... Yeah, Bonaire? Because all of these nations are in CONCACAF, not CONMEBOL. So they're all guests. God damn. So that's what it is then. Yeah, I know they can invite guest countries, but it's interesting that they've invited so many and that these specific countries are all from a big block. I'm guessing this is a hard-coded thing though, right? Because usually it's countries like the States or Qatar. That's interesting. Does it have a couple of qualifiers? I genuinely don't know enough about it to know if that's the case or not. Did any of them actually qualify? Guadalupe, Bonaire, no. Belize did win a game, presumably against Dominica, which is still a surprise. I'd have thought Belize should have been losing that game, but fair play to them. I like the fact that Argentina only scored 9 goals in a group that had French Guiana and Montserrat in it. Because they only beat French Guiana 3-0 and Montserrat 3-0. Hot dog. If I'm qualified. Oh, good point. Yeah, let's just use Montserrat as an example. Wait, how do you get to... Is it like that? No? How do I... Legitimately, I don't know how to get to Montserrat's actual... On the flag. Ah, okay. That's so dumb. But good to know that's actually how we do it. So I click that. That should not be a thing. Holy shit. Where's the fixtures as well? Is it there? Or is it because I'm not looking on the right team's name? Yeah, hang on. Men's national team. Then we go to fixtures. There we go. Right, okay. So as far as I can see, it was just straight up, although it doesn't look like you can click that properly. Yeah, no, it was just straight up. Oh, good lord. Yeah, thank you, Tango. Christ. Some of the weird choices they've made around... Basically, it's the fact that this box has 3 or 4 different purposes. Because clicking on the name is a hyperlink to a specific thing within it. Whereas if you click anywhere else in the box, it would take me to that. It's the same way that the team report thing works. So dumb. Thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate it, man. Okay. Yeah. There is a little bit too much clicking. There's a few things that do baffle me, and I wonder if they were either by accident or not. But either way, why have I typed in Cypriot? If it had come up, that would have been impressive. Krasava Ipsonas. The logo new graphics pack. Is that it? Because it's throwing me a little bit because it's asymmetrical in a kind of odd way. How do I get to that? Yeah, pretty much. There's a few things that I've found a couple of times and then forgot where they are again. The amount of times I ask on stream, where is that? Other if it's something that I don't use constantly. Well, Rikini, I mean, the thing I've always been said is that it just feels like a lot of the design decisions were made by people that have never played the game and basically said this would look nice from an aesthetic standpoint instead of from a functional standpoint, to be honest. Oh, we found the Malta guy finally. Hey, Zeus. And he's only 18. And you say he came through in Spain. Oh, the passing and vision on him are filthy. Huge fan. Or is this the actual logo? Oh, wow. That's a handsome man there. It's a choice. A choice they have made that we are now witnessing. I honestly prefer this. Give me back the asymmetric logo. Right, I'm going to hit continue. Look at him go. Aaron's in, baby. Finally. We'll get those scouts over the line as well. Sorry, the scouts. The coaches over the line. Are these guys any good? Yeah, that figures. I suspect that to the clubs they've played for, they'll probably have quite high. In fact, I might just ask their agents now so we get an idea of, realistically, would they be wage breakers? Yes, but borderline, but also, unfortunately, he doesn't really suit... He's more of a winger, given his finishing... I mean, they're okay, but I don't want to replace one of our big strikers with him now that we just signed so many, and he'd cost a fortune. But we'll keep him around. Maybe another Polish side will pick him up. We've got Arkadiusz Pirka, who is a wing-back, which, to be fair, we do at least use. Yeah, he's barely in the range. What about you? Okay, he's much more in the range. That's annoying. But at the very least, his wage demands are in the range, which is something. And then we've also got Adrian Benedishak, who is another... Wait, that's the same guy, isn't it? We just did him. It was Nawrotsky. Malik Nawrotsky. Okay, centre-back. He's actually not awful. More expensive. I would definitely need to see him in more detail, but honestly, of the bunch, he might be the one that's more interesting. Stabile replacement. Well, to be fair, we've already signed Stabile replacements. That's the thing. It's like, do we want to bring in a 27-year-old on huge money who's going to sit in the team ahead of one of the youngsters that we were about to bring through? That said, I think he's the one I'd be most likely to pick of the bunch. But I want to see if this is 13-11-11 or 13-11-13 or whether he's sort of 15-14-15, because that would make him far more useful, I'd say. And he's sort of more fringes of the first team or like of the Polish national team squad. But he has played... Who was he playing for before? Celtic. Oh, he's a former Legia player as well. I don't hate him. His wage is still a little on the high side, though. That said, I think we probably will at some point very soon end up beating that wage anyway, because we will have to. Oh, really? Our Fijian guy chose to not... God damn it, man. At least Camilo Garces has gone. The loans continue. So Aaron is now in. Obviously send him along. Hey, why does he need the course? He already knows. Reasonable wage... He did have reasonable wage demands, but you say reasonable. Remember, that would still be probably top 5 in our team in terms of wage demands. And it would just cause squad trouble, because would I want to play him over, say, Naeem or Inko or Kaminsky or the other guy whose name has already escaped me, who's really quite good as well? That would be our 5th right wing back in the first team squad. It seems like a little too many. Unless he's like noticeably much better than the others, which again, we don't know. He might be, in fairness, once we get a little bit more information. Because it's all very well bringing in guys that are solely with the purpose to sell them, speaking of. But if you get the squad disharmony as a result of it, it becomes a problem. As we've already seen with, and we will see with Jabbar too. There's no way he's going to go with lower squad status. In fact, I think he said start majority of matches, which I believe is the shorthand for important player. Champions League, I believe, has possibly started some of the lower rounds. Next message that have continue. I think that's just the legacy space. Oh, it's probably the legacy spacebar setting, V-Way, I believe. Also, Navarro's off to buy him for £7 million with the 50% of next sale fee clause. The money, man. You're gone as well. Kimpembe's finally agreed a loan, which is great. If you don't have that setting ticked on, try turning that on. It should change the setting around, I believe, anyway. But yeah, Champions League has barely started, I think. I had a little look after last stream, and none of the other Polish sides had played any games in Europe yet, nor had most of them even got draws yet. I think only one had. Oh, I'm surprised the squad didn't kick off. Oh no, they only kicked off before, didn't they? We could mortgage the instalments, but why would I want to? We don't really need the money right now. they're going to pay the full amount. So Lawson Mangan is going as well. Aoki, that's a good signing actually for Katowice. A couple of top flight loans. That's more like it. It definitely seems that you want to be mixing up those two different options for sure. Because we're starting to get loads more top flight loans doing the more traditional loan out method. We're up to 50 already. Bearing in mind, we had about 40 players come back. So at the start of the window, we only had like 6 guys out on loan. No one starts out. There is one that goes in the second round, Kima, I think. And that's the Conference League qualifier from the league who finished lowest. I believe they start second round. That's where Jagiellonia were last season, I think. But other than that, I think they're the only one that might even have a draw, but I can't remember who finished 5th last season. I think it was Brookbet Nichecha, maybe. So we don't have any second tier affiliates. We actually tried to get an affiliate last stream. I say we tried. The board tried to get an affiliate on our behalf. They came to us and said, would you like an affiliate? I said, yes, please. And then they just didn't find one. So that was good. Unfortunately, I think if we were to get a Polish affiliate, they probably wouldn't let us have one in the second tier yet because I don't think the reputation gap is big enough yet. Is Crazy in Italian? Crazy Carpet. Hey, that was my nickname in high school, specifically when I went to Spain. Specifically when I went to Spain, everyone there called me Crazy Carpet. What can I say? Okay, I'll give it a couple more days. Oh, I forgot about the recruitment focus. Although, to be fair, that's kind of dead now, isn't it? New stadium, no chance. Our stadium is actually massive. Because obviously Wisła are a more historically large side. Kunz's coming in. Our stadium's pretty huge. I actually forget the exact capacity. It looks great in game, for sure. I might just cancel this now, because it wasn't as successful as I thought it was going to be honest. I was a little disappointed when I saw how well it did for you guys. The DFS, boy, that's me. Right. It's fun of that. Actually, is our stadium that big? It feels big, but maybe it's not as big as I thought it was. Facilities. No, it's 33,000, which is pretty decent. We're likely filling it for, well, you can't see it on the schedule page now, can you? We're definitely filling it for Champions League matches for sure. I don't know if we always sell it out for league games. Probably not. But then again, Poland do be having some... What's the word I'm looking for here? Some viral fans that they are rabid in a good way, right? There is a league stats page, yes. You find it here. Wait, sorry. Wrong button again. It's this, and then you can go into here, and then when you click, you got the team and the player stats like that, and then you can go into like all these different boxes down here. That's where you find the team stat stuff, essentially. Anyway, right. Do I want to do the offer out again? I haven't seen it. No. Oh shit! Now I've dropped all sorts of things. I didn't set that guy available for loan, did I? For old Wolfgang. Right. The coaches are finally joining, which is a good start. Kunz is in. Oh my god. Okay, Wolfgang. Go off, sis. He's much better than I thought he was going to be in terms of this, at least. Passing and vision, I tell you what, as a midfield playmaker, he's Ranjbari. Can I put him in the... I might even just get him in the first team squad for a bit this season. He reminds me a bit of Ranjbar. Like, the vision and passing are excellent. He's got a bit better physicals, too. Ooh. I might list him for loan, but I won't offer him out actively right now. I might be a bit more reticent to do so. Because he might actually form part of our team this season. My goodness. He was a guy we weren't even that sure about. Lots gone. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning. Just barely. Nawrotsky's in. Oh, they're not in, rather. They will be soon, though. Maybe one of them, perhaps. Simonenko's through the door. Kylian Kone. Oh, of course, yeah. Forgot we signed that guy. Mostly because his name was Kylian Kone. Loan off straight for... There'll be German sides, I imagine, so we can say no to those guys straight away. Simonenko's in. Learn Polish. Love to see it. Kone's not as good, but to be fair, not everyone could be an absolute gem, right? Loan out. I assume you have gone into the B team or one of the lower squads. Yeah, B team. That's fine. Most of them do go in there. Salty Scotsman. Thank you for the 45 months, friend. How's your Tuesday? Yeah, all German teams. That's fair. We expected that. Those German teams look a bit better than the team he was... Oh, then again, 1860 have fallen off quite a lot in recent years, haven't they? It's probably why they're always mentioned so much in the... you should do an 1860 save. I'm like, maybe. Right, Shannon's in. I won't. Nothing against them. It's just the most... Oh, hello. That's fine. I expect that. Might get one later in the window. Stanger's in as well. So I kind of want to get up to the next match day and then have a look at some of the transfer room in, because I set up 73 of them, some of which are simply not going to produce any players, because if there's actually a guy out there who's a DM that can drop into centre-back, who is under 21 and has star player potential, then I want to see him. But I suspect that one's going to return a big flat 0. Right. Who are we getting rid of? Who's cheapest, I guess? Well, some of these guys are cheapest, but... I hate to say it, Gregor, but it's probably you or one of your compatriots here, my friend. Competent. They all just have Poland knowledge. They're all just competent, aren't they? We've got the 2 Gregors. He's average and competent. I can't remember if average is above competent or not. I genuinely can't. And we've got this guy here who's competent. So the question is average better than competent? Because if so, you're safe. And it's one of your compatriots, friends. But I actually cannot for the life of me remember which order that goes in. Hello, Michael. How's it going, friend? Did you pick a signing? A signing? A club? Yeah, the Polish scouts are most likely the ones that we're here to begin with, or guys that we got in the first season when we had limited scope for staff members, and that's the reason their cost is 0, because I basically deliberately didn't extend their contracts, so they stay on the rolling ones, which means that then when we do decide to replace them, it's free. Average streamer. That's true. So that in theory should be below competent, right? Average is better than competent, is it? Okay, in that case, he's safe. And I will choose at random you, Sebastian, because you're not a regen. Oh, I don't have to do that, do I? I can just literally do it here. And confirm. Sorry, my friend. It's a sad time for you, I agree, but off you go. Better ones? Probably, but they must... There's no guarantee that they need to stay Polish. We're looking for... With scouts, it needs to be about scouting knowledge, and realistically, a lot of the Polish scouts are most likely just going to have Poland knowledge. And I think, honestly, we'd get that just by virtue of being in Poland at this stage, really. Hello, Single for Life. Oh, I didn't actually click that, did I? Fabiano Okiyama. Oh, sorry, Fagiano Okiyama. Oh, it's a club. I thought it was like a player. The name alone just sounds... I thought it was like a Brazilian-Japanese player or something. But there they are. Sponsored by Grop. Not to be confused with Grope. Very different thing. Oh, dear. Yeah, the staff stats thing I think is going to take something to get used to for sure. Badge is kind of fun, actually. Oh, huge. It feels like almost like an MLS badge in many ways. Good bird motif. Big bird motif. Not that big bird. That would be a yellow team, of course. How does it seem they do? And they're actually J-League 2 as well. Not even a small... That's second to Japan, right? It's just J1, J2, J3, isn't it? Shout out to Japan for keeping things simple. England could learn a lot from you. So off you go. In you come as well as our new scout. I do like that knowledge he's got. And he's decent too. So you're going to get Polish, of course. Katowice will not leave us alone, but they're now bidding even less for Kiziemka, which is not happening. Wisła Prague in for Casadeisis. That is an absolute no-brainer move. Lovely. That's perfect. With Damasiewicz and Krzyżanowski, we've also got Jabbar in the squad now. Casadeisis' football this season was going to be limited, so getting him on loan to Wisła Płock would be very, very tasty for a season. As an important player as well. Really like that. Grabowski leaves his agent. A few more of those players doing bits and bobsies. Recruitment advice. Okay, cool. Nice. It seems like the loan farm is getting more delicious. There's one Japanese left back. Yeah, I don't know if he's gone on loan. He might have done. I seem to remember us, either we got a loan bid for him and he turned down the loan move, or he just straight up didn't. I forget. We definitely got a loan move for a couple of our Japanese guys, but it might have been the centre-back, Aoki, who I'm just going to call Steve from now on. Bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. Oh, wait, no, that's not the one I want. I thought it was Mahamadou Diarra. We don't want to be losing Karamoko Diarra. Not for £1 million. He's too good. Could lose Rodriguez. Could we? Oh, we 100% could. Does he not have a contract clause? He probably doesn't, actually, because Andorra, which means I probably wasn't able to get a very good contract on him. So this might be a little bit... let's just check. No, we're more. This might cost us a bob or two. But better now than later. Oh, that's actually right. Release scores of 7 million. That's really high, actually, but I'm still not going to let him... Oh, we haven't got choice, have we? Right. Nice. Right, now we can get rid of it. He's good, and he will be, I believe, first team this season as well, yeah. Got relegated last season. Won the Cup, got to Europe. That happens so much in Poland, it seems. I mean, Wisła did it in real life. Although I don't think they were actually relegated the season they won the Cup. I think they were just already in the second tier while they won it, which is still pretty dope. Okay, contract now for you. Squad play. Ooh, that's a little high. But then again, he probably is now, to be honest. Right. 7 million as well as the minimum is quite high. What do I do here? We're going to want more than just 3 years on the deal. I might have to just offer him more stuff, because we're going to have to offer him loads to get rid of the release clause as well. So I think I'm going to bump his base wage by a considerable amount to get the longer contract plus that release clause in. Oh, shit. Okay, he is not having that. I still want... We can afford to pay him a little bit more if it means that... There we go. I wanted the 5-year deal with no, like, strings attached to it, because his Andorranness means that we can't really leverage anything else on top of that. But 2.1k is actually not horrendous for a player of his kind of quality. Alexander Furman just sat there like, am I a joke to you? Several clubs have made bats, Germany. These seem to be bids that are happening completely almost at random. Oh, please no, Wolfgang, not like this. I was expecting to see some torn patella tendon or something. Yeah, 11 caps is a lot. To be fair, one of the Patreon regens, the Maltese one, or one of the Maltese ones, I forget who, has 20 caps for Malta already in this save, which is insane. Jesus, my computer just started trying to take off there for some reason. Damien. I was kind of hoping another Polish side would pick him up, but sadly not. Emil Kornvig. Wait, are Vidjev Wodge doing bits again? We did have a look at some of the other league's transfers. Oh, wait. Oh, is this a real life transfer? Because at the moment, to be fair, I'd say he'd still probably be quite a good signing for him. They may not be able to get him as cheap as that, but he's decent. I just assumed when it was that kind of money that it'd be thrown around that it might be in this save, but then Vidjev have thrown around some pretty huge sums in this save already. It seems like, well, you also got a contract extension, Comrade, I think, which means that I think they're going to give you more game time this year. A lot of the Patreon regions contracts have been extended a little bit to 2029, which means next summer there's going to be loads of probably people coming through us. And there's a few that... Was it Palace? Palace had a couple of Patreon regens, and they gave both of them really long deals and extensions, but have yet to play either of them, and it's really odd. And I don't really understand why. Isn't that less than before, or is it just a more upfront kind of bid? Weird. Abdullahi showing pleasing progress. That is great news. He is really, really good. He doesn't have any like cheeky release clauses in there, does he? No. I'm actually amazed that he's not already knocking on the door of Nigeria, perhaps. He might be the kind of guy that is around for a while, frankly. And he was transferring in, remember? Which makes that even more satisfying, I think, because we would have never realistically looked at his club. I mean, they could. They've got the money to do it, probably. Hello, Sam. How's it going, friend? Uh-oh. Oh, dear. So Castillo, Castillo, I feel like could be such a good player if he could just get a consistent run of games in the team. But he must be injury prone, right? Might have problems with injuries. That, I don't know where that ranks on the level, but he's constantly getting those games. He's constantly getting those injuries. Any Polish wonder kids? Do you know what? It depends on what you'd call a wonder kid, because everyone has different, like, versions of what that would mean. But I honestly think that Furman could well be one of them if he develops. Simeonet's, of course, but he doesn't play for us. I think Kaminsky's also an underrated monster for the future, given he's only 19. And also, Damasiewicz, despite lacking a bit of technicals, his value is enormous as well. Really like him. Stoyer isn't Polish, though. Famously, he is famously Spanish now. Can you show Simonets? Yes, I can. Although we do have a lookup for stuff like that. But I'll just on this once, I'll... Is that how you spell it? There he is. To give you an idea, he's only 18 now, and he's got 81 senior appearances in the extra classer at the age of 18, because he was playing for them in the top flight at the age of 6, no, maybe even 15 actually, in the first season. He just appeared out of nowhere and was ludicrously good. And I don't think he's ever quite got another Poland national team call-ups yet. And if he's got PA though, he will absolutely get there. Or he might be one of those guys that's capped out potentially, so that could happen as well. Crazy Reed. Oh, that's the guy, ironically. That is the dude. So we actually had a look up for him. But yeah, he's bloody good. I do want to try and find some more Polish wonders, but it's tough because they either have to come through our club or generate at a lower league side, which is not easy. Dro. How do I... Unfortunately, I don't know. I might need more information because unfortunately with a 3-letter name, the game is just going to get any single person who's called Pedro or has even relevance to that. So he, we think, was an add players to playable team player that they got lucky enough to get because of maybe not having enough players in their youth team at the start of the save. But yeah, he came up in a recruitment focus in the very first summer of the save, which we were baffled by because he shouldn't have been there at all. Yeah, that's true. They are in that league. We need someone that's got really good junior coaching to get relegated from the second tier, and then we'll be quids in. I'm excited to see what Polonia Beatom do this season in the top flight. Still has the PA. Oh, I bet he does. But yeah, probably worth doing, actually. There's going to come a time where I think a lot of these players seem to be capped at a certain point, so he may not be super, super good, but he'll still be decent. Dro Fernandez, that will probably nail it down a little bit. Or not. Ah, there he is. You'd think that it would look for the player called literally Dro first. Vortepoznan dropped as well. Yeah, I can't remember who we got up. Oh, there was a team whose name was very difficult for me to pronounce that got promoted. He'll probably have the high... Yeah, he got very high starting CA. He was 4.5 stars in our squad, albeit we were a second tier side at the time, in the second tier, obviously. But that was it when he was 15. That's why it completely shocked us when we found him. We couldn't believe that there was a player that was 15 years old that had 4.5 star CA at that stage, particularly in Poland. It's not like our team was muggy. We were probably one of the better teams in that league. So there's Dro. Actually has played games for Barca in the last couple of years, in fact. Mostly off the bench. But he's still doing bits. Decent length contract too, so I don't think they're going to be getting rid of him anytime soon, at least. Scouting update, right. That's quite a small one. Weirdly. Maybe it's just full of absolute crap. Nah, there's some good stuff in there, I can tell already. Wow, it's... Oh, bugger me, man. Thankfully, he's not worth a look, so we'll go to the next one and then get rid of the crappers at the bottom. There's some good players in here, potentially. Seems like the Polish ones haven't really... Oh! There's no Polish ones in there. I was hoping some of the Polish lads would rise to the top there, but sadly not. Back to 5 again. Right, okay. So we'll have a look at Bjarka Provstgaard is a goalie. Bit mid. At least we could see more about him, at least. So we got reasonable on all of them, apart from this last guy, who I might just end up punting on anyway, because he's intriguing to me. No, we did look at this guy before, right? Ricardo Rosado. This is the dumbest thing in the world, I realise. I want to sign him solely because his name is Ricardo Rosado, and it rhymes. And if he doesn't want stupid amounts of money, if he wants under £300 a week... Okay. 550 is a bit of a push there, Ricardo. Your name rhyming doesn't buy you that much money. Jose Famero. Low determination. I'm not convinced by Jose Famero either, honestly. Javi, though. Okay, he's more like it. Lower League Spain. He's a star player for a CP Mias as well. Physicals look good. Some nice little technicals in there too. He's 18, so he's a little older than some of the others. But either way, if he's not stupidly expensive... Oh, beautiful. He does. He's got that Vanic throw. Oh, no, that Moisic throw. Yeah, he's fine. I wonder if it's because he's had a little bit more development, and also Spain really do be helping with that. But the low wage demand is lovely. And his Spanishness is lovely as well. He's just a guy that's in the loan farm for the foreseeable future. Well, at least for the next 7 years. Put that on there like that. Beautiful, beautiful. Done. Lovely. Oh, yeah, he's nowhere near the first team. Because we've got that other guy now that can play in that role too. So he's not going to be touching the first team, I wouldn't have thought. This guy's a strange one. He's fast. Well, no, he's not fast, is he? He's got good acceleration. The pace is all right. He's terrible jumping reach, but he can finish. He might be one of those players that if he's not too expensive, he probably is worth picking up. But not for £1,000 a week. You've lost me there. He might have been all right, but that is not the sort of price I'm willing to pay for that kind of quality. You can find better cheaper. So, where does that leave us on this now? Still 300 players waiting to come through, though. Hello, JM. How's it going, man? How's your week going, friend? We did that one. Seals and... Oh, that's a mouse. That's a song request, thank God. I was this close to just typing that into the search box, as is always the case. So by the time we get to the game against Arca, who are newly promoted, remember, although they have signed some fun players, we should have at least some players knocking about in the transfer room in reports we can have a little look through. To start with, at least.
26 months
as well.
Swear
Thank you so much,
I only
man.
did my 25 months a few days ago.
Twitch really does be creeping up on you. Christmas does come at you fast and whatnot. Fans anticipate rivalry. But is it a heated rivalry is the question. I assume that Polonia Bytom are fierce rivals with Legia. What's the story there? Is it a local thing? Is Polonia Bytom based in Warsaw? Or is it just a different reason for the rivalry? As far as I know, we don't have any recruitment focuses anymore, right? I cancelled it. I think. Yeah. So that shouldn't be affecting them at this stage. They're in for Kato. That's a bit more money, but I'm still not selling him. You apparently didn't work out. You're all right. Own City's not all right. Interesting. So what's with the big rivalry then? Only 4-3 in the friendly against their B team. They might have some good players, to be fair. Responsibilities roundup, my favourite. It's not as good as a Patreon roundup, though. A few players missing. Yeah, but the game said fierce rivalry, which implies that it's like a hard-coded thing. So I assume there's a reason why those two sides are such huge rivals. But I don't know the history with Polonia Bytom as to where they are historically in Poland. Oh, no, they have been a top-flight side. Just not a club I'm super familiar with, I guess. Fierce rivalry. Oh, I see. So it's just that everybody hates Chris, basically. I'm just going to start calling Legia Chris from now on. That's kind of cool. Their badge is really like retro looking as well, which is kind of fun. Okay, before we get into the game, let's have a little look, see if this has regenerated us anything. It has. 277 play. It didn't find any on that. So I think that works in theory, but it doesn't actually work in practice because the game then tries to find a player that doesn't exist, I guess. I like the logic, though. Or it just didn't work on this occasion, potentially. It might be that I buggered that up. Is there any that didn't find... So no star... Wait, hang on. I found star players on... Oh my god, it did. It found 3 star players between the ages of 15 and 21. 3 youngsters. Oh, you find loads of youngsters. Bear in mind, a youngster doesn't necessarily mean bad on this. It just means a player that will have low reputation relative to us. They could still have really high PA. They tend not to. And you'll often find the ones on the youngsters ones have a... The clubs they're from are really, really obscure, generally speaking. That was my understanding of it when I did the video about it anyway. Yeah, continent and nation preferences are huge. And that will actually affect these as well. I don't know where to start with this. I just want to see if there's any others with none. So none on the emergency backups, weirdly. Wait, does that mean it found star players? No, it didn't. It's found more than I expected. Apparently there are just no wingbacks in existence. Which is really weird, in fact. No, it does work. I found youngsters on goalies. Yeah, we'll just do responses. The only issue is obviously some of these are still cooking, so they will continue to produce players. So we'll just have a look now and just see what's good. Christ. I am curious about some of the star player ones, though, just out of interest, because some of them actually found players. I was kind of hoping... What I was hoping from these is some random regen that we've never heard of from an obscure nation that's just desperate to play. Because these guys, while they're really good, are expensive as well, and we don't actually need them. I was just curious more than anything else. But I want one regen on one of the star player ones, because you'll also notice a lot of crossover between them, but it won't show them twice on this one, at least. And this number doesn't count duplicates, so that's 277 unique players, at least. I just want to have a little look at the star player ones just before we go any further. One player on that one? Hassan Yaki. We looked at this guy before. That was the guy that I thought cost £1 million and very much didn't, because it was 11 million quid. A much larger number, some might say. 1-star centre-back? Oh. Well, yeah, he is quite good, isn't he? Oh, he's really good. Shout out to Legia for actually having him as a player. Further down again, any left wing backs? Not a chance, right? Right wing backs? No. Okay, fine. Right, let's go back to the original list. See if there's any absolutely cooking players like this guy here, baby. Okay. Amadou C of Diambars. That's what I'm talking about. These are the kind of players I'm a huge fan of. What position do you even play? Oh, yes, son. Avril Lavigne is popping, and so are we. He's technically very gifted. Physicals look all right. Wanted by... Arca. Shout out you. I'm not going to let them have this one, though. They're not actively bidding on him. Wingbacks aren't bugged. There's just less players that are naturally able to play that role, I think. You're right, you can. But yeah, you can even cover striker as a backup. Finishing looks tasty. Composure's a little on the low side, but that's fine. We can improve that easy. He can also play CM. Very important. Wait, he'd actually join... Oh my day, look at the value! I almost feel bad. No, fuck it, I'm just going to agree. So cheap. Amadou. Whoa. Yeah, we'll just... 71k? Beautiful. Natural fitness is ideal. For that kind of role where he's going to be getting about a bit, I'm a fan of that. I'm going to end up signing like 7 guys right before today's first game, aren't I? Japanese guy right underneath it. Plays for Sanfrecce Hiros, and he's also that same role. Oh. Different type of player. Bit more technical. Don't hate that either, because potentially for that free role, the technicality that he's offering with that great finishing, that great technique, great first touch, great passing, reasonable vision, he's more of the, I think that he will do, remember, because of the free role that he will play, it'd be nice to have 2 different options there. You want the kind of aggressive, more attacking player and the guy that's more of a playmaker. He's very techie. I like him. Bit more expensive, but I'm still willing to go. If he's a bit more wages, but still the low prospect thing, which is good. Drops it off a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if he gets... Even if he's got... Oh, I love him. Yeah, he'd be the new Shinji. The long shot thing. True. Yeah, I mean, he's got good stamina, if nothing else. I mean, he's certainly worth a little look. He probably will cost close to... Oh, wow. I was expecting to pay like $500,000 probably for him or more, because sometimes they'll give you this and then want double that, but 200k, definitely worth the punt. We could see enough to make him worthwhile, I'd say. Any more? Oh, straight away. Jeff Watson, he's going to be so expensive, isn't he? Which is a shame, because I just really... Why are they all AMCs? Bro's the theatre chain out here. I like Jeff Watson a lot, but he is not £6 million good. I'm still going to scout him, though, because I want to see how good he actually is. But I'd be willing to bet he's probably on the same kind of level as the other 2 dudes, whilst also costing 10 times as much. We've got 20 million in the kitty, or just under a 20 million in the kitty. He also has very, very low jumping reach, bless him. He's just not as good as the other, and his wage demands would be enormous, considering he's already on around 5k. Actually, out of interest, how much would he want? Yeah. So basically, he wants to be the highest paid player at the club. That's, a little excessive. Probably not going to get Jeff. God, I really want to find a good US player, particularly a guy just called Jeff in the midfield. And that's what I would call him. Oh, Kyrgyz guy. Wait, is that the guy, or is that a different dude? No, it was a regen before, wasn't it? Cool, though. Weird that he has no caps, surprisingly. Doesn't look too bad, but it's another AMC. It seems like all the best players in the game are just attacking midfielders. German guy at Ingolstadt. Right, wow, he's really cheap. Job Merkel. Angela when she's out of work. I'm loving the name. For a start. Huge fan of Job Merkel as a name. Don't know if I like his ability, though. We'll scout him further. This might be pure guff, because I'm not sure about some of him. I don't think he's that decent, honestly. He might have potential, but there's a lot of white stars here. I'd be willing to bet he's probably not that good, but certainly scout and find out further. He's intrigued me enough. 10k, oh, go on. Oh, Surinamese. Which club did you get him from? Was it a Dutch side by any chance? He doesn't blow. I guess we're going to find out. The Chancellor's son. Here we go. An Iranian German who plays... That's got to be lower league, surely. Farzad Karbelay for Schweinfurt. I think it's a similar story with him. I'm not seeing enough here that makes me go, damn, that I want to sign him immediately, but I definitely want more information for later. Because he might be better if he's on the higher end of these. We may just have less knowledge there. There's that German 4th tier. Oh, Robin Hood. No way. That's impressive, actually. And then we've got this guy, Oh, hang on. He's Argentinian. Wait a minute. Claudio? Oh, he's fun. Claudio Vallejos. His physicals look tasty. Actually, to be fair, 5'10", but his jumping reach could be all right. Marking we don't know about, weirdly, because he's a midfielder, I guess. Tackling's all over the shop. The crucial thing is that he can play in 3 different positions. He's not uber expensive. He says last resort signing, but I quite like this guy. Unless this is going to be an absurd amount of money. No, it's not too bad. I know that says his contract expires soon. Actually, that's fine, isn't it? It might still be better to buy him, though. Just because you all know how that can be. So his contract's up in 6 months. So I technically could approach the sum, but if I was to do that, we'd probably get hit with silly compensation fees, wouldn't we? I'd rather pay a small amount up front instead to avoid having to do all that crap, even if we could have potentially prevented it. Okay, we'll have a look at you. Not even have a look, I'm signing you. Oh, there's more. Ooh, Uzbek. Here we go. Uzbek centre-back. Fazladin Orimboyev. He's a bit expensive. So he would need to be vetted a bit more, I would say. Oh, it's so bad, Adam. The fact that it goes back to that, I wish there was another way to get to it, because it is just so irritating that it does that. Sasha Alexic, we've seen him before. I'm pretty certain we've scouted this. Yeah, we are literally scouting this guy already. Perhaps from a previous one of these reports. Perhaps. Half Irish, maybe. French Burkinabe freebie from Sudan. I mean, unless he wants stupid contracts, he's a no-brainer. It's a little high, but... Ah, shit, I put the wrong one. I probably can reduce it still. He's fun. His stats... What, you mean like in terms of goals scored and stuff? One sec. I will... Wait, he wants youngster now, Jesus. Surely he'll want a lower contract because of that too. Yeah, he does. Okay, cool. I've got to offer him a little bit more. He probably will get Burkinabe caps. So I do need to be watchful of that, but if we want what we want out of this, there we go. Oh, he's extraordinarily... Well, actually, he's better. The more I look at him, the better he looks, actually. First touch is ace. Dribbling's a little low, but he is number 10 again. We're starting to have no issues with finding AMs. But at least they can all drop back. We've already looked at Denisov before. I think he's probably already being scouted. Yes, he is. Okay. I guess he might have come out of the midfield one. When you're only... Oh, well. It's done now. Can't go back on it. It's reset itself. Shit. What else we got? Denisov. There's so many of these guys as well. Ooh. Adam Latifi is Gotifi. Normally I'd want more info, but actually he's so cheap I kind of just want Gotifi. Jersey numbers. Ah, that's the neat part. You don't. They'll go straight into the B team and out on loan most. We've actually maxed out our squad numbers at this stage. We have every single number is currently assigned to a player. So that's fun. That's quite a high wage, actually. Could you maybe tone that down a bit there, son? There we go. You've got to get the Gotifi. So basically, before stream today, I created requirements for every single squad status for every single position in our team. That's what we're seeing here. It's hard to work out which ones came from what. But you can obviously filter it by that to sort of figure it out. But that's how I did it, basically. And it's worked better than I thought it was going to, actually. Just takes a little while to set up because it is a tedious process. 3.6k. Welcome in, Latifi. Bring us some sponsorship. And then we got stock because Germany is... Whoa, hello, Sohail Stapelfeld. Or Stapelfeld. He's fun. He's a bit expensive, so you're right. We want more info on you, but I'm a fan of him. Would I... Let's just see what they actually want. Start the majority of matches. Right. That's... Wow, he thinks he's the balls. So he might be a guy that was on one of the higher squad statuses. So he he might have come from the important player or a regular starter one rather than a youngster one. I'll maybe turn that down, actually. Okay, not going to sign him straight away. It's mostly because of his squad status. Because he'd have to play in the central midfield, which he could do. I'd want more info on him before I make a decision, I'd say. I do like him a lot, though. If he wanted a lower squad status, I'd probably pull the trigger a bit sooner, but we want to be careful with those types of guys. He probably is really good, but I want to be sure. Felipe... Freebie Brazilian. Unless he wants stupid money, would probably be a worthwhile pickup. It's a little high. Nah, it's fine. Why not? No, you can't. Unfortunately, one of the things I hate about the requirements is that you have to set them up manually every single time. Sadly, you can't reuse them like you can recruitment focuses. It feels like the first iteration of what they could be. And hopefully that's stuff that comes with time. I beg, please. It does need to, though. I would honestly say we found some guys in the second seasons, especially in January, we were able to find a few. He's interesting. Quite cheap. Valentin was... let's have a look. Valentin. Ah, yeah, but Valentin's not a... He's not a regen. And he's also £2.5 million. So what I did for today, before stream, I haven't done this before, is I literally made one for every single playing time role. For every one of the positions in our team. And that's, some of them haven't returned anything because obviously star player. And I also, for the senior squad roles, I set a max age of 21 just to see if we could find any absolutely goated players who were stupidly young still. And I haven't even looked at the important player ones. There might still be some in there, in fairness. So it can definitely work. We'll have a little look through some of those at the end just to see if the work, see who was in what, I guess. Oh, another guy from Diambars. Insa Diouf. If nothing else, I'm scouting him further. Actually, just check his squad status demands. Breakthrough prospect. Never mind. Changed my mind. My worry was that he was going to want too much money and therefore I'd have to sort of think about that a bit more. But I don't think I'm going to think about it. Perfection. I'm starting to find that Transfer Room In is actually more effective and fun than any of the other things we do. I think the reason I like it the most is because it's bringing you players from clubs. I mean, Diambars isn't one of those clubs, but often from clubs that you wouldn't perhaps normally look at. He's kind of tasty as well. Maybe more info, though, because he's quite... Oh, we're already scouting him too. I think any of the centre midfield guys that are coming around again are guys we looked at last stream, so we'll probably get more information on them sooner, in fact. Lewis Reed from Germany. It's Mainz. Worth a look, perhaps, but I don't know if he's quite what we're looking for here. And his expensiveness will come into play. Karel Grutzer. Here we go. Oh, it's Brookbet. Shit. Hey, fair play, lads. Well done. Oh, hang on. They signed him from someone else. No, they didn't. He's a homegrown youth prospect from them. That's good news. For Poland. Writ large. Now we're in a sort of globby section. But these are all still 5-star PA guys. That's the thing. Sergio... Oh, £14 million. I am curious about him. Just enough to see what his attributes are like. Because he's very good for 18. Jumping reach is perhaps a little on the low side. But my goodness, he has good attributes. Wouldn't pay 14 million for him. But holy shit, he's fun. German Pole at Ingolstadt, who we looked at already, I think. Or is that a different guy? I think it might be a different dude, actually. Scout you as well. There's a Luxembourg guy. Is there? There is! Scott Risch. Fuck it. In you go. The best loan farm players, we've got a couple of guys out this season who have taken it to a new level. So we've got a few that are sort of 2.5-star CA now out on loan, hopefully. Maybe 1 or 2. 1 to the second tier and a couple in the top flight as of this summer, which is a huge turning point because we haven't really done much of that up until now. But this summer seems to have turned a corner there a little bit. I wonder if it's the rep boost. It's free Costa Rican. Oh, yeah, there is. Sorry, how did I miss him? I mean, just why not, right? And he doesn't have any caps yet, too, which is always a good sign. We're interested. What we said. Lovely. Breakthrough prospect. Delightful. Lower your wage, my friend. And you can be ours. Make an offer because it's free. Ah, shit. Should have done the suggest terms. That still catches me out. We were looked at you. Oh, hello. Togo. It's another striker. Isaac Salifu. Oh, he's fun. And cheap. Provided his wage demands aren't absurd. Oh, it's a little high. Can you bring it down a little bit? There we go. I can work with that. I did say I was going to sign like 10 players right before stream. Or right before the first game. And it turns out that might actually be the case. I think we'll have to handle their contracts after it. He's determined as well. I'm seeing a lot of greens and yellows there, which is all you really want, right? Maybe blue. Blue would be nice too. Right, a bit further down. Valenciennes, we looked at him before. Oh, no, we didn't. Bit more expensive. Still want information on him, though. Filter through the scout reports. Do you mean on, like, the player recommendation screen? The first tip I would say is to get the scouting mod that I use that makes the recommendations look like this rather than the default one, because the amount of information you've got on here now will make it way easier to look through for a start. That's the first tip. Genuinely. But also it depends on what type of player you're looking for too, because we're mostly looking for younger players. I can immediately disregard anyone who's a little bit older. Then I'll just reverse filter by potential, get rid of anyone who's outside of, say, 4 stars. That narrows it down by about 80% straight off the bat. Okay. What else have we got? Oh, hang on. South Korean guy. Little more expensive. I think... Oh, yeah, we looked at him before. I recognise that name. We are seeing a few players from prior, but you're Fortuna Köln, Bernard Cisse. Another wing-back. Togo. We looked at him as well, apparently. First card of the record. He's probably... I mean, he's most likely one of the guys that we've scouted. At this point, I would say. Tyler Razzo, we've looked at him too, haven't we? God, he's good. Bit more expensive, but we are already scouting him, I think. Yeah. Because his name's Tyler Razzo. What more do you want? Further down again. Another German guy from Karlsruhe. Wow. Karlsruhe Siena have been chefing up some players. Probably, again, more information required, but this is great. So the great thing I like about the transfer room in and out, well, the transfer room in thing here as well, is that you get a list of players that you can either go after right now because they're cheap enough that you can, or guys that are right in that wheelhouse where it's a potential signing anyway. So, by the way, Kevin, he might be, but he's 20 years old. And wanted by Napoli, and probably would have quite large wage demands, I would have thought. Oh. Or not at all. It's weird when it has players in there that won't join you. Tajik. Oh. Wait, I think he's even playing in Bahram Karimov. A second Karimov has hit the... Oh, he's not that good, but I don't really care. He's Tajik. No agent. £5,000. Take it or leave it. Lovely. Oh, that's my coach. Cheers, Ulf. Why is my coach the one doing that? Oh, it's my assistant manager. Never mind. Get you as well. They're not even that far down the list, are we? And then... Nah, he's a real player. German again. At Stuttgart Kickers. Luca Victor Krauser. Great. Ooh. He's very tent-poley. And he's very cheap. He does have a higher wage, though. Still wants breakthrough prospect, though. And he's German. And he's got a double-barreled first name. These are my terms. Okay, turns out my terms are actually 6.5k. I'm going to have so many things to do after this match. In fact, yeah, Christ. They're a club I've completely forgotten existed. Big up them. Japanese again? 21, this dude. Oh, he's a real player. Bit on the expensive side in terms of his wages. Because they usually want a wage rise to join you and very rarely want a wage drop. Argentinian at Boca Unidas. Not the Boca you're thinking of. Bit more expensive. Lovely badge. Wait, what is going on here? Big fan of that. He's called Dylan. I like an Argentinian called Dylan. Jude. Oh my days. Wait a second. Chat, he's a German Sri Lankan. Jude Hasmere. Come on. Surely he declares. He's wanted by someone and he's good. Corona Kielce. Right, I'm signing Jude. Hey, Jude. Please don't want too much money. That's fine. Ooh, all right, we're going to have to drop that down a little bit. Occasional playing time. That's like... Oh, it's borderline, isn't it? 1.8k. All right, fine. 3.8k. Fine, you can have a friendly. You'll never call it in anyway. I don't think I've ever once had any of them call in that friendly chit. I was going to say, they have a great centre-back pairing, and I can't wait for them to be ours. I think we're only signing one of them off the top of my head, though, right? Next up, we've got Nigerian strikers. Ifenye Duru. Probably want to scout him a bit further, because he probably would be a bit more pricey. I'll still ask his agent. Yeah, get that down a little bit. Oh, wow, okay. Right, he's going to require a bit more scouting. Just because his squad status alone means we need to be sure if we're signing someone like him, because he would probably want important player or at least regular starter. Although he does have a friend down here. Anthony Olawukere. Oh, 500 grand. So, a lovely moustache. I say lovely. Hideous. But still. That's the uniform of Regens in FM this year. We've got Willie Kalu. And honestly, I don't... Whoa. Sorry. Did I just see that his CA was what it... Right. What is this player? Oh my god. He's alright, isn't he? Compared to some of the others, not the quickest, actually. Who's he wanted by? Radomiak. He might actually... Yeah, he's very cheap. He will probably want higher squad status, but honestly... Yeah. Holy shit, Willie wants the world, friends. Fry, thank you for the 34 months.
Yo, how are you, Matt and chat?
How's it going, man?
I quit my job as of 2026 and started making football videos. No idea where it will lead, but it's finally something real and not just an idea in my head.
Fry, you can't just say that and not link the channel if you want to. Obviously, you don't have to, no pressure, but I'm sure that we're all interested in stuff like that and we like supporting our own. Share with us. Yeah, share the platform, whatever it's on. Absolutely. I think he might be a we scout a little bit further type of player, because that's a lot of cash. I'd be willing to do it if he actually is that good. If he's as good as I think he is, I'm excited about him. But, Christ, he might be the best of the lot. Ponabelt is getting there, Andrew. It is getting there, my friend. I think I'm absolutely allowed to say that, NSD. And speaking of, it's probably a good time to mention Holy. Because I haven't had my Holy for the day just yet. Also, I've been trying out some of the new flavours lately. I had vanilla and raspberry hibiscus iced tea last night. I've never really had much iced tea in my life before, but I figured, you know what, I've got it here. I want to try this out. Holy God. Literally. It's unbelievable. That you can actually taste the difference in like the vanilla-iness. It's almost like drinking raspberry ripple, but with like a subtleness to it, where it's not super overpowering. It was genuinely delicious. I actually bought ice specifically for it. It was that good. Also, thank you for those of you that actually picked up some Holy over the last couple of streams. I can see the data, so I'm very, very thankful for that. So thank you for supporting me and the things I do. So that's very kind of you. And also, genuinely, it's just really good stuff as well. So today, though, I've gone for the Holy Hydration. I've gone for pear flavour, which is different. I have had kombucha once, but I'll tell you more about that in a minute. I didn't like it very much. Two different discount codes. Firstly, !Holy will get you all the information you could possibly want, but you can have £5 off your first order with SYC5, or you can have 10% off any order with SYC as your code. So there's your options, my friends. Check those out. Let me know what you think, because the trial pack is the one I would recommend, though, just because you do get this giant great thermos, and it is unbelievably good. And I think they're launching, as we saw earlier on Discord, a new 1 litre one, which would be kind of cool, and I kind of want that. And that was me last night while I was drinking it. You'll love to see it. Kombucha, I had some after a running race I did. They were handing it out at the finish line, weirdly. But it might just be because I was so tired that it wasn't quite what I was looking for at the time. But probably wasn't my cup of tea. Someone sold a big hydration. Damn straight. I'm a child. I realise it. But sometimes funny is just funny. I'm delighted to hear you're keen on Willy. Every character in Heated Rivalry. It's incredible. Recommendations well off. Yeah. I basically just kind of use them as barely even a rule of thumb. So you've got two different codes. I mean, !Holy on chat will get you the link. And then you've got different codes depending on what you want to do. So just SYC at checkout, that will get you 10% off anything. But say you were doing a slightly smaller order to try things out or whatever, you could use SYC5 and that would get you £5 off as well. Depending on, and that's off your first order specifically, that one. But there's so much stuff. It's actually crazy. And they're launching all sorts of new stuff all the time. Hence why I keep getting deliveries and it's dope. Right, where the hell were we? We were with Willy, weren't we? We're moving on from Willy for a moment. Oh, Malaysia? I mean, it's a rarity. We don't get rarities that often. Well, I mean, I don't know what you would. Ultimately, it's 0 sugar and it's just, it's lovely. It's delicious, frankly. I barely drink other drinks most of the time these days. It's a 6 for 2 Malaysian goalie. Can't argue with it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He'll want basically no money as well. 3-year contract. I might even offer him the Matty special. Good man. Love to see it. Actually, our agent. He's so pissed at me now because I wouldn't give him the money he deserved. Now we're losing a bit on the PA side of things, but if we can see any decent CA guys, that could be helpful as well. Rikini, thank you for the 15 months, friend. Hope you're well. Of course you are. Here. That's the main thing. I'm getting a bit sweaty in this jumper, but I just really wanted to wear my new jumper on stream. I'm like that, you see. I've really got to take care of this, apparently. It can't be washed in a washing machine, or so the label tells me, but they all say that, don't they? Fair enough, Eki, but presumably that had caffeine, right? This is not that. They do have an energy option too, but I obviously, as someone who can't have caffeine at least during the day, don't use that too often, but I do love the hydration, and now the iced tea, and the milkshakes are banging. Svenny, we haven't looked at Svenny in a little while, actually. He's like, I think we're running out of the quality a little bit now. I'm still going to keep scrolling down in case anyone with a super high CA stands out to me who's still a young regen kind of player. Like, oh, actually, you're really expensive. Canadian Filipino, though, Miguel Aldrich, who I recognise him slightly, and I think we may have looked at him prior to this, because that's a nice nationality combination. Well, if we do by CA, yeah, you're right, actually. Hello, Dazza. Too close to talking about. That is incredible. It's an absolutely, genuinely, incredibly well-written and interesting show. It's unbelievably good. At first I was a little bit worried because some of the side characters in the first episode seemed a little bit cliche and a bit caricatured, but that seemed to sort of calm down quite quickly, and then they actually became really, really good as well. And I think we've kind of got most of the good dudes. Prosper Peter is an amazing name, but I don't think there's... No, that's Jude. It seems that most of the guys that we've looked at for their PA are also showing up on the high CA things, although I just want to see if there is any kind of standouts that might be a bit... I am scouting him, right? I'm not? Jesus Christ, just why we did that. Speaking of Toronto, yeah, we may have lost to them last night, so maybe let's not talk about that. I haven't seen actually whether it was a good game. At least Nate's back doing bits, but wasn't the best performance. And remember, we're going to get some more players on this. This is not done yet. This is just... The highest one of these has only 8 players on the list, I think. So there's plenty more of these players to come along. So this is just the first batch of them. I am curious to see what some of the important player ones came through as, though. If there were any. I suspect it's mostly going to be the slightly older players that meet those requirements, but I was just curious to see. Did I not set one up for that one? Almost. Well, I actually missed important player on AMC. Lol. Just in case there was. I wonder if that midfielder we really like the look of was on one of these. None of the important player for that one. 3 important players for the centre-backs. Wow, he's on that. To be fair, he's worth 14 million quid, to be fair. So the timescale for transfer in basically is they will drip through one at a time, one per day, until it's done, basically. The second it no longer gives you a new one in the next day, that's when you know it's finished. It will always be one a day. At the moment, anyway. The game is subject to change, obviously, because when I first made the video about it, that was not the case, but now it's changed again. We may not have a choice but to put... Oh, no, Abdullahi's back. Which means it's probably going to be an Abdullahi... I want to try Abdullahi and Rodriguez, because Coman did not have the best game last time out, and Rodriguez was excellent. 3-star weak foot. Ah, they're both 3-star weak foot. That's okay. I'm just excited about Rodriguez at the moment. So we've got Naeem and Coffee as well. This feels like a Coffee type of match, perhaps. To start him off, at least. Van den Bosch. Ah, was Miner in goal? Right, that would explain a lot. To be fair, he was good in that shutout win. Hello, Hazard. I'm doing fantastic. We've just put bids in on about 17 players. Why is... Oh, is he unhappy because that's stupid? Yeah, I can't believe that. You'll be fine for that. This year, I'm going to rotate less for the European games as well. To be fair, most of that came from the clean sheet, though. He was on like a 6.5 or 6.4 before that. So that wasn't great. And plus with, you know, Abdullahi is our key man, I would say. Ocampo. No, Ocampo's still on his international holiday for the time being, at least. I hope some of these new guys are CMs, because that is definitely the gap in the team right now. Oh, yeah, we got bloody Mosquera too, haven't we? We did really well with Firmino Rodado last game, actually, so I might just leave those guys in, although I think the bench has changed a little bit. Or has it? No, we're fine. I think there's a slot available, so who's getting that then? Coman definitely... Or maybe Thiago or Booty, even? You're getting loaned out soon. Dele Alli, we've got options here. Kunza's injured slightly. Is anyone on the bench that doesn't deserve to be? Then again, we might not have a choice here because of the under-21, under-22 rule. I think. Where is Demicevic? Ah, yeah, we just put him on the bench. Because he'll then meet that rule. Oh, Kukanda as well. Bessie's slightly injured. And if I'm putting Demicevic on the bench, I don't really need Jabbar. He will kick off later, of course, but that's just what he does. We've got options now. That's good. You're going to go out on loan as well, which is good. I might offer some of those guys out on loan later. You can see the back of the team is starting to look far stronger. And these guys are just lagging behind ever so slightly, but I feel like this is going to improve a lot once we get some injuries back as well. Oh, interesting. To be fair, Speedy, that I suppose you'd still have to check it in order to see that. So I guess that's a good idea, though. I suppose if you checked it on the day and you saw that, you'd then know not to check back again. But I just usually leave it a few days and have a little check-in each time. Rodallo starts. I mean, hey. I guess Katala did okay off the bench last time. I'm still trusting Furman for this start. Basically, I don't want to keep rotating every single time, even if they perform poorly, because then we'll never have anybody with match sharpness, and they'll never get a chance to perform well, I suppose. Oh, where's Castillo then? I specifically filtered it, and it didn't show me him. Has anyone else noticed that? You've got it set by unavailable, and it just won't not show you the player. And you have to toggle it about 7 times before it will actually show you the player that's missing. Which means I can put someone else on the bench. So naturally, I feel that's what with Regan Booty. It's just what I do. Right, get in there. Says the player is suspended. You remove them, it still says the player is suspended. Oh, there's so many things like that that... It's like it takes stock of that before you load into the screen. And then even if you fix the situation, it won't relinquish it. It's a pain. It's like when it says, oh, you're going to have to leave a space on the bench because you've not got enough under 22 players. So you then do that, and then you try to go to the game, and it's like, you've left a bench spot, you moron. Yeah. Right. Pick up where we left off. To be fair, where we left off last time was weird. That's the other thing I was going to do before stream, and I forgot to do. Building our second version of the tactic, because weirdly, we end up switching back to the older, wider version of the tactic last game, and then it worked brilliantly. So I think we do need to have 2 versions of it available that we can just switch to all the time. Just makes it a little bit easier, pressing 1 button rather than 3 or 4. Oh, look at the coat on their manager. Bro's been down Zara. At that point. Pretty much, yeah. It's like, I know you are, but what am I? And the game's like, well, I'm a inanimate object, you melon. But I don't care. I could argue with anything. I could argue with the wall. Hello, Ulems. How's it going, friend? Straight off the kickoff, too. This should be a nice, winnable game at home. I'm thinking that this type of tactical setup in this match should work well. Is Kofi number 99? Big fan of that. Hope he's not too flaky. Come on. This is the kind of game for him where he's going to have to do a little bit less defending and more attacking play, in theory. 3 subs that aren't in the squad. Oh, that wasn't me. Surprised it hasn't happened to me yet. I played enough of it. Ooh. I'm so sorry, I just missed the look up and I didn't even realise it. We'll get to that right after the game, in amongst all of the signings I'm about to make, I suspect. Hello, Krzyzanowski, he's all the way through. Oh, what's he doing? Do you know what? I've decided to retract my previous statement as Alexander Krzyzanowski. What a goal. Yeah, what's that man doing? He's scoring. That's what he's doing. Won the Club World Cup yet? Not yet, but give it a chance. That was some bad set-piece defending, and to be fair, that's very... look at this little shimmy. Just drops the shoulder. Inside. Bang. Oh, he's like a Polish Willian. Don't like the goal, though. That is still some of that horrible second phase of set-piece nonsense, though. But we'll take it, as we do lead from it. And if nothing else, it's given us the lead and an assist from Furman. Albeit a bit of a bullshit goal. But anything that gives us the lead is good. Because we kind of struggled against some of these sort of sides last season. And I wanted to see if we could actually put in a game where we create a few chances... Win the game, 3-1, 3-0 or something. Have 2.5 XG. Just be a dominant, better team like we should be. Krzyzanowski again. Oh, this is what I like to see from him. And it's 2. Okay. Now I'm feeling it. Stoyer with the goal. Krzyzanowski again. Beautiful. We are the final second phase of it. I guess we can abuse second phase now. Before, we didn't see us score a lot of the goals because we were taking it short. So the second phase wasn't really much of a thing anymore. But now that we're not doing short corners anymore, even if they are more effective, we might get a few of those ourselves. Delightful. With more subs. Ah! That is dumb, but I understand the logic to why it's messed up. Oh, this feels a bit more like old school Wisła, particularly as the squad isn't even fully match fit yet. Ranjbar's been excellent. Lunga's been good. Rodriguez is... He might be stealing a starting role at this point if he carries on putting in these kind of performances. His average rating, even on his weaker foot... I'd say so, Shadow Plays, because you've got more options, really, when it comes to flavours. I mean, I know that it gives you energy. I had some accidentally once, and it is... potent. I mean, you can actually see the ingredients for exactly how much on the packet as well. Just depends on how much you dilute it, I guess. Hooker Raiders are not here for a long time. They're here for a good time. And right now, they're not having that either. Go on, 3-0 at half time would be, tell Nigel Lunga to shoot less often. Wait, you mean Nigel Lunga's not on shoot less often? How's he done that then? Speaking of, suddenly appears in the top corner. It's as if it was beckoned. Nigel's going to blaze one of the top bins now, isn't he? Might have to have a look at that. Oh, go on. Kofi, drop it across. This is your moment, friend. Oh, good save, actually. Yeah, I can't speak to my own experiences on that, as I've, again, like I said, not used it too much, and it generally, caffeine doesn't play super well with me until much later in the day. Generally speaking. I can have caffeine usually about 7 p.m. Sometimes I find a caffeine quite late in the day, actually, makes me feel quite calm. I've taken to having a normal caffeinated beverage sometimes 9 p.m. and that actually is, I find, helps me sleep and keeps me nice and chill, which is weird. But during the day is a no-no for me. Consider a game. I mean, I feel like we've got a pretty stable tactical setup these days now. That was at least closer from a corner. We've still not scored one yet, have we? At all. Yeah, I mean, the real way to win in FM26 is just to play strikerless, but who wants to do that, right? I wish you could and it wasn't so overpowered, because I do like a strikerless setup. Pog's been heading back to the gym again now. She's got her plan sorted out now, because she really did want to get back into it over Christmas, after Christmas, because she just wants to make those changes, and I think she gets a bit overwhelmed with stuff like that, and it sucks, because I don't like seeing her upset, you know? I want her to be happy. Because I think she's great, and I just want her to be healthy. Maresca tactic. What, leaving? The tactic of being sacked. What is that tactic? Do you know what? That's exactly the first half I wanted. Furman got an assist. He's run the channels nicely. Really? Katala is the only player that's not maybe offered anything yet. Oh, is it like on one of the FM forums or something? Oh, that! Sorry, Maresca. Yeah, sorry, my brain just went completely off the rails there. That's the one. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that, honestly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Good old Maresca. Sorry, good old Mariska. Knee gave in. Oh, shit, man. I was talking to Tony about this the other night, because he was getting like a calf tweak, and I had that exact thing last year. Just out for a run, all of a sudden my calf just got really tight and started tweaking out on me, and I was like, okay. But the crucial thing is just to stop. I found after a couple of days rest, it was absolutely fine, and I was able to run again without a problem. But didn't you guys? Technically, I quit Maresca because I knew they were going to sack me. So I walked before I was pushed. So you could argue that that's actually the ultimate Maresca role, in a way. I might even go for a run off, not after stream because I've got that meeting, but maybe after the meeting. The problem I have is that in order to do the things like go for a run in the morning, I need that sort of executive function and get-go, but I can't do that really until... Then again, I was able to do it before, so I think I'm actually just making excuses here. Furman's through. Come on, I think he might be offside. Ever so slightly. Yeah. So apparently, the linesman is the way that you can tell now. I remember, this is just tweaked in my head. I believe if the linesman has his flag up, that will always be disallowed. I think. We'll have to test that in theory. I mean, that worked then. Where do we get sacked from an ATI? Ooh. Do you know what? I'm not sure I was sacked. We left the Serie Chi... No, I think you're right. I think we were sacked from Mariska. I think it was the Serie Chi side that I left before I was pushed, right? Subs time. Yeah, probably. Particularly as Katala is complacent. I'm still going to take Furman off and bring on Kukanda, just because of what he did off the bench in that last game was absolutely insane. And I want to see if there's any new guys on the bench that could maybe do with a little run. Maybe just keeping some freshness in players, actually. He's complacent. I don't want to... Well, I might have brought on a couple of complacent lads myself there, but someone's got to come on. So one of you three, then. Kaminsky, why not? Knight. Kofi's been better here. He's had a better game, and I think it's just because he's had to do less defending. Kofi is very much a guy for a game where we expect to dominate. He's great running the line, getting up and down, but he is not the best going the other way, and we got absolutely ripped apart by Legia doing that. Oh, hello. Oh, go on. Oh, it's beautiful. Nigel Lunga. 3-0 to Wisła. Okay. This is more like it. This, for me, feels more like old school Wisła, where we played that sort of tiki-taka in the box style of play. Like, pokes it out to him. Stroyer goes, no, sir, after you. Back it comes. Perfect little setup for Lunga. Lovely. 3-0. This is pretty much the perfect result. We're in control. We're creating chances. We're not giving up stuff the other way. I think it's actually about the tactical setup. Those little tweaks, depending on who we're playing, make a huge difference. I don't know what it'd be like in Europe. That's a decision we'll have to make, depending on what competition we're in. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Xabi Alonso thing, because he's left as well, right? Or do they sack him? It's almost hard to tell who's done what these days with these things, because everyone puts out these contradictory statements where it's all very vague and no one really makes any clear points. But it's only been there like 7 months. That was a strange effort. He got sacked. How bad are Real Madrid doing? Oh my god. Oh my god, please be onside. The flag's not up. The flag is not up. If this is given, then this is absolute filth. It's 4-0. Look at this little interchange here between Stoya, Lunga, and then Rodado pops it back through again. Oh! I've got to clip that for the recap. That is unbelievable. What a goal. So then what's the situation then? Why would they sack him if they're... I mean, obviously, you know, they want to win the league, but it doesn't seem like a sackable offence in January, I suppose, to be that close to Barca. Oh, is he just Perez being Perez? But then why would you sack... Why appoint him then? At that point. But then again, we see that so often in football, when a club will appoint a manager, then complain about the way the manager plays, and it's like, well, you knew how he was going to play when you appointed him. Oh, my God, we're going to get another one. It's Lunga in again. Nigel Lunga, and it's... Well, it should have been 5-0. We are chefing here. Lunga's been exceptional in that midfield. Ranjbar's gone under the radar a little bit, but he's just keeping things going. 4-0 win. Goals from all over the pitch. Kukanda looks incredible. Players don't like him. I guess, but grow up. This is why they'll always be a meme club to me, and just a club I do not care for in any way. They're one of those teams that I know they win a lot. Of course they do, because with the amount of money they spend on the players they have, they were obviously going to win at some point. But they just step on rakes like it's going out of business. It's genuinely crazy. That's a huge result. Gonzalo, he's probably the weak link in that game a little bit, to be fair. Rodallo looked good off the bench. He seemed to have that chemistry a little bit with some of the players he was already around. Would give Barca Rodallo. Yeah, that does seem like an odd choice, to be fair. Rodallo for what? It's January. What have they done? We're going to pay the full length of his contract. Really? Oh, well, because he left, yeah. Never leave. Get kicked. Won the cup. Which cup? In January? Oh, the Super Cup. I mean, to be fair, I think he should more be chastised for trying to do a guard of honour for the Super Cup. Who gives a shit about the Super Cup? Okay. Right, give me a moment, chat. I'm going to save again just in case. A gift for the Madrid haters. Come on, there you go, chat. Sign of things to come. Let's ignore the fact that we lost. I love that they scored 2 own goals and it was Declan Rice. Winning the Polish Cup would be lovely. Just getting further in it would be lovely this year. Okay, Amadou C. Breakthrough prospect. No loan move for you. We don't want that in there. Well, there might be a loan move, just on my terms, damn it. Some of these contracts might not be entirely optimal because there are such a large amount of them. And I do want to make sure we play some more games today, given that the not condensed length of the stream, but the somewhat shortened stream today. Right, so that's fine. Oh, some of these aren't always that. It's just rejecting the loan bats. So, Hiroshige. Glorious. Fringe player. No, breakthrough prospect. Please accept that. Yes, nice. Keeps him on the junior side of things. Okay, he's expensive, though. But, God, that's very expensive. Actually, he looked really decent, didn't he? We'll have depth, if nothing else. Hello, Psycho. You when you walk into the room. I'm definitely getting 8 years out of him then, if he's going to ask for that kind of money. There we go. Lovely. Oh. Would be funny if they just waited to the end of the season, like run one right before there. And then, yeah, Wisła won 3-2 in that game. Although, you could argue that Real Madrid really won because they did score 4 of the goals. Just like they did against us, but they actually scored 5 because Federico Valverde just decided to be very good. Minimum release scores of 500 grand. Get out of here with that bollocks. 500 grand indeed. Who does he think he is? I mean, I'm curious to know why he wanted such a low release scores. It does make me worry a bit about his quality levels. Oh shit. Oh, I think I tried to stiff him on the contract there a little bit too much. It's weird that he doesn't want that international wage rise clause at all. Maybe it's because it's too low. How about that? God, I wish there was a voice. I need like a macro that does this all for me. Do we exclude the clause? I guess. I don't know. Either way, it worked. Oh, that's the guy from... Oh, he's already signed. Because he was one of the guys we offered a contract to specifically. Negotiate contract. God, and they say I don't sign anybody. No one's ever said that. I've never once been accused of not signing anybody. Well, rarely anyway. Only for like maybe the first hour of a transfer stream, perhaps. Which technically this still is. Bit of that. Felipe as well. Although, I did get a very strange comment on, not the VOD, on the recap video last, from Sunday. Which was basically, I can't remember the exact wording, but it was essentially saying you would do so much better in this save if you were using Moneyball. And I just thought to myself how strange that was. because we have won back-to-back league titles as a newly promoted side. And I really want to know what much better looks like in that scenario, I suppose, right? But also, I still don't really think Moneyball in FM, especially this year, is really super effective just because of how inconsistent the data the game provides you actually is. Currently, at least. I wish it was. And also, for what we're doing, we're kind of doing that anyway. Not really. I'm not looking at stats at all. I think sometimes people just think Moneyball means buy low, sell high, which I suppose in a way it does, but it's not really about that, is it? A bit of that. But part of it is true. I don't know what more you can really do at this point. Like, back-to-back titles as a newly promoted team. So, Religion, I feel like you might be right. It kind of is, isn't it? It's one of those things where it comes down to, once again, just there are multiple ways to play the game, and it's like, you play the game in a different way to me, therefore bad, I suppose, right? I mean, ultimately, who cares? It's like I always say to people when they ask stuff like that, just play the game the way you want. As long as you're having fun, that's the correct way to play it. And I've never really tried it, to be fair. One thing I would like to do at some point is actually play a save where I'm not in charge of transfers at all, just to see what my DOF would actually be like, given the full reins. Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. Clates is an absolute aficionado of the Moneyball style of play, right? That's his, well, not his entire thing. That's one of his things that he's known for, along with many other things, of course, because he's a fantastic content creator and person. But that is one of those things you would sort of associate with him, I suppose, right? In the same way that I'm sort of semi-associated with building a nation style stuff. It's just my shtick. My spiel. How much contract? Still quite a lot, actually. Why is that glitching out like that? Contract extension for 2 years. I could have given these guys anything right now. And he is German, so I could probably get away with even more. Oh, shit. Well, looks like I'm going to have to. Let's try a bit more. It's the wrong one. They're still awkwardly positioned, these things. I'm just going to up that a little bit more. Trying to get that done. Apologies that I'm not looking directly at chat at the moment. I wanted to get these all done in one. Is there actually more? There is more. Good lord, man. Stinger as well, yes. And to be fair, Kim, I'm still not going to rotate as much this season in terms of the league for the Champions League anyway, because I feel like we will just end up so far behind yet again if I do that. So I'm going to play more strong teams in the league before Champions League matches, and just rotation will come where it comes, I suppose. Simply manage Man City. True. I can't argue with that logic. So, I like, everyone has their own little styles. I just enjoy this style. No, Kev doesn't know what Moneyball is. You can't yell, do a football in Moneyball, but that's okay, right? You're watching Kev for other reasons because of the storytelling and stuff, right? And his just quite electric personality. Amateur players. Forgive me. I'm just in a tiny little bit more on the question. Because at this stage, I could say yes. That is... Are these amateur? Oh, sorry. These guys, no. Most of these guys are transfer room in. Some of them might be amateur, but not by virtue of us looking for them specifically. They are just they may happen to be amateur players, but not because we are trying to find them specifically on this occasion. Calmly finished. Yeah. No, I do like a chaos. Chaos is fun. It's just interesting. It's more fun for me. Makes for better content too. The amount of comments I had on the recap being like, I just kind of skipped to the end at one point because I was like, you're never going to win the league. And then they had to go back and watch it because they wondered how the hell we got to that point. Abdullah Mane of Mjällby. Recent Swedish champions Mjällby, no doubt, right? They signed no one. Did they really? Because I did a test a few years ago. I think it was on 22 where I tried to see what would happen if you had a good DOF or a bad BOF. A director of football chat. So these guys are all transfer room in. That big list of players you just saw me trying to sign, every single one of those was found using transfer in requirements. We set up 73 of them, and they generated, at the time of me checking them, 277 players. So we picked up about 12 of them, potentially. So here's Abdullah Mane. Is he actually, to be fair, those are good numbers for a non-striker. Good average rating, solid wage. He's probably quite a decent player, but his attributes here, albeit somewhat hidden, don't look immensely better than some of the players we've just been looking at. Dirt on the Lek manager. I've got dirt on the Legia manager, otherwise known as Robbie Keane and his boyhood club. Okay, so Latifi's in, the GOAT. Felipe's in. Abdulaziz Belem. Hey. Nothing wrong with him. Perfect for the loan farm. And might even have a bit of upside to him as well. Like that. Oh yeah, Renato, that's I'm very proud of that, just because it took me a while to do, as you know. I want to maybe I'll do a video about Transfer Room Out as well at some point, once I figure out how to actually make that work. Okay. Oh, Jude, he excites me. This guy here, I would say might be one of the better ones out of the bunch. Kellen Acosta, another real life signing. What have I typed in there? I'm blaming my Windows key stopped working as well. I noticed it the other day because you know there's that thing you can do where you can move full screen apps to the other monitor by doing Shift Windows key and then the directional arrow. I started trying to do that and it just didn't work. And then I realized my Windows key has just stopped working. It's either a software thing or there's just so much shit under my keyboard that it's completely given up on me. And I don't blame it really. Beat you to a trophy. I don't recognize that trophy. Much like Javi Alonso, there will be no Guard of Honor for the Super Cup. I keep forgetting to look at the windows. Oh, it's a software thing. Oh, really? Some people did say that online when I was looking up, but I couldn't seem to find anything that worked. Or rather, the solutions they were suggesting were things that they weren't applicable, I guess. It would say, do this, and it was already like that, so odd. On the plus side, I did fix my internet, though, because I noticed that during LAN streaming from my PC to my TV downstairs, it was getting really stuttery. And also when we were doing the podcast, the upload was really laggy. Turned out there was a Windows 11 update in November that had turned on a load of energy saving settings for my Ethernet adapter, but not one of them, like 10 different things that all had to be disabled to make it actually run at its usual speed. So how much power am I realistically saving by having my Ethernet adapter throttle itself? Crazy. Joel J. Ross, thank you very much for the follow, friend. So if you do ever find yourself into some weird issues with that, check your Ethernet adapter's settings, perhaps. The weirdest thing, works perfectly now, though. There he is, at Lincoln City, in fact. Has he always been at Lincoln City in this save? He has. Oh, he came over from iCore. Nice. Didn't get a new keyboard. No, this is the Steel Series one that I was gifted several years ago. And to be fair, it's a lovely keyboard, so there's nothing wrong with the keyboard per se, other than that it is absolutely filthy. I even bought like a can of compressed air thing to try and clean it, but it is so caked on. And also the thing that they sent with it that you stick into the old nozzle to make it go and stuff is really fiddly, and I couldn't get it to stay in there. And what happened was it shot out of the canister with the straw thing, and it went straight under the keyboard, and I couldn't get it out from underneath the keys. So I've stood there shaking the key. That's probably why the Windows key doesn't work. It's been damaged from the inside. The last level of Megabonk, Christ, I haven't actually played Megabonk this week. I've been all about Bull Pit. It is exceptional. I am enjoying the shit out of Bull Pit. Now that I'm saying it correctly anyway. It's very fun. It just tickles the exact right part of my brain. Umach Sauerborn is a great name. Oh dear. New sponsorship. Well, there is, technically, yes. Oh, lovely friends over at Holy! Exclamation mark Holy. I thought we're just appearing in their news. I guess we have just signed a player from them, to be fair. Bullpit is what you can't see in the corner of the room. One day I'll get that camera set up so I can actually show you the wonderfulness that is Pog's desk, because it is now looking delightful, now that IKEA are finally finished off. I have tried Bally on Air, but it didn't quite tickle the right parts of my brain for some reason. Do I do a team report on them? Fuck it. Why not? In fact, I'm just going to randomly get a team report on their first team squad and their second team. In fact, you'll actually let me click the right button. Just in case there's anything funny there. Obviously, we'd probably sign the two best guys anyway. Oh, here we go. Here come the boys. Okay, so Javi's in as well. Let's get those things done. New contract, lovely. Casadecius is off to Wisła Płock. Immense. Lunga does the business, does he? Okay. Latifi. Oh! Okay. Adam Latifi. This might be the first time anyone's ever said this about Latifi. Better than we thought he was going to be. Big up you. That's a big fan. Yeah, I just really like the roguelike genre in general. That kind of, any game that's got some kind of metric like that works. I was even discussing a way that in FM, this was on the podcast on Thursday, so I don't know if that was actually out yet. I was talking about how it'd be cool if you, in FM, combined an in-possession role and an out-of-possession role, and it created like what's the word looking like? A parent role that has a different name depending on which things you put in it, and therefore it creates different effects on the pitch in some manner, like a roguelike thing where you combine power. It's silly, I realise, but I also thought, how sick would that be? And it would actually probably make more sense, in a way, because of the way the system works. Felipe, you can't win them all. Enjoy your Duolingo and your free trip to Poland, my friend. He's not the next Tiago, but he'll definitely be fine for a lone farm team. And Karimov? Oh. We were spoiled with Latifi, it would seem. So it looks like Backroom Karimov is not going to be as good as old Toboggan Karimov. You, on the other hand, oh yes. It's fine. As long as Jude is good, I'm not bothered. Mr. Sri Lanka himself, I hope he declares. How sick would that be? Jude Hasmir, come on, please have the things we're looking for. 12 jumping reach is actually not bad. I thought it was going to be so much lower for a player who's 5'10". Physicals aren't amazing, but technically he's immensely gifted. I'll tell you what, actually, from his mentals as well. Yeah, for 3.9k, he's an absolute steal. Wow, good on both feet, fairly determined. I feel like he probably needs to maybe learn... Actually, no. He might play on one of the... He's not the central guy for me. He's the kind of either side guy, because I find that our central player actually does quite a lot of heading. So they do usually need a bit of height there. Because usually I just go, oh, you're not that tall, we'll whack you into DM. But our DM obviously drops back to become the central centre-back, and I find that they're often responsible for a lot of clearance headers because of that. So if anything, he'd be better off on either side of the defence rather than being the DM, which does make less training for us too. I guess I would stick him on defensive positioning, because what else can you do at this point? He's already kind of perfect. Except his height, but we can't really change that. He's 18. Nah, he's not going to change, is he? What the hell? No? Oh, it's because he's not in the B team. Sorry, it's because he's in the B team, right? But he's not? Oh. All right, Father Bellingham. That was yeah, there you go. No, it's... And just to clarify, I wasn't having a go at that person. I just thought it was an interesting statement where you sort of feel like, what can you do at that point? It was interesting to me. It wasn't quite up there with the you look like you would survive a car crash. That's still consistently, to this day, my favourite ever YouTube comment. Assist per 90 minutes. Wait, what? Oh, that's a player. Looks like a little umbrella. Bless him. Mateusz Widowiak. He will keep you dry in the rain, my friends. Look for him. He'll be singing. Is that those guys? Then there's another batch of them at the moment. We're going to get a new contract. Tremendous. I would love to come to your meeting. I've got a meeting in half an hour as well. It's a fantastic idea, Mr. Kendall, who's still in this weird uncanny valley thing, and I'm not entirely... Is this actually the chairman of Wisła? And is that an actual photo of him? Because he just looks so uncanny valley. I think I've just agreed to a new contract, right? Maybe. Bozic, I think, is still at... Brookbet, but he's down the pecking order now as a result of the arrival of Mauro Icardi. That is actually him. Wow. He's been using a bit of the old face tune in those pictures, I suspect. That's not how you spell his name. That's how little I care about old Bozic. I've forgotten how to spell him. He's still there, but he is listed now for transfer for 475k. Lads, if you get that money, I will be amazed. Oh, that's a big loss. He didn't start a single game for them last year and scored no goals. That right there is the Marco Bozic experience. Right. Yavi? He's okay. Did I pay a lot of money for him? That's always my first question. Do you know what? I think he's better than that. He maybe just doesn't have the ceiling. Either way, out on loan you go, my friend. Yes, we'll do check on Sven in a minute. Sorry, it's because without being the lookups, I just forget. Yeah, who could have predicted that? New contract for Ilan Rodriguez. Tom Benz, that's not a Polish side, famously. Loan officer for Karimov, that's back to Tajikistan. Off you go as well. And Jambos want Juf. Oh, it's another offer. Oh, yeah, that was the one I accidentally set an offer on rather than the agreeing their terms, even though they were already going to agree to it. Only 2 years because he's 17. I'm surprised he's joining us at all. Then again, he won't really, will he? Not until he turns 18, I suspect. That's way too much money. What am I doing? I think the most I'm going to be able to get on him is a 3-year contract, which is a lit... Not 3 years, sorry, 5 years. Still not great. Oh, the Polish teacher is busy. We're taking out all them Pimsleur. That was in straight away. Nice. Loads of Javi. They'll all be Spanish sides, I suspect, though. Get you in as well. And it's lower league Spanish sides. Who could have predicted that? What I'm going to do... Yeah, let's look at... Now that I'm remembering, let's check out Osfeni Boy. I've got him on the staff short. Well, I did have him on the staff shortlist, but of course that was on the other version of the save, so now I don't. He is still managing Wisła Kraków. Are they doing better? They probably haven't played a game yet, actually, now I think about it. Is their squad dead still? Yep. Yeah, it is. Even in pre-season. They're coming back to the squad injured at this point. Yeah, their first game isn't actually until this... God, the women's... I suppose there's not as many matches, so it starts really late. In fact, it starts just before our transfer window ends. They're going to need this. Oh, speaking of squad dead. Oh, please no. Whew. He gets a lot of these. Yeah, I was going to say, get ready to learn the famous Polish L's are probably one of my favourite letters in the history of alphabets that exist. It's just satisfying, man. That and the A's and E's with the little hooks on them that almost create like an M sound or like an N sound after the letter that's sort of, it's an implied sound. It's really interesting, like in Krzysztof Piątek, for example, or in our goalkeeper, Stiempak. It's just interesting to me. Wait. I totally forgot about this guy. Oh, that's the Costa Rican fella. Should be like, yeah, I think we should do that more. I think all England should be pronounced like Poland. Yeah, well, great sentence there, Matt. That's the one, Sharpie. It's just fun. I think I am getting better at it in the sense of not having to take run-ups about every single word I see. It's starting to come a little bit more naturally now. By the end of the save, oh, mate, I'll be Dzień dobry every day. Let's see. Famously doesn't include those letters as it happens. Nice. He might get caps, actually. That's probably a bit of a bad choice. To Jonathan Ross. He's been doing it for years. Secret Polish speaker is Jonathan Ross. Discredited heavily. That reminds me, Pog and I need to sort out our little trip to Kraków, in fact. Hopefully our birthday weekend is what we're planning. So that's actually a lot closer than I think it is. Because when we were talking about this before, it was like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. It's our birthday. It's next year. And now it is next year. And it's like January. We're nearly there. Well, not nearly there, but ooh. He's probably better in terms of... He's not bad either, actually. These are actually really good... Oh, he's already listed for loan. They're good loan farm talent, crucially. These guys will come back for later, because I'm... Particularly Stoppelfeld. He's very intriguing to me, but his squad status demands are exceptionally high. Off a new contract. This better be a long one. You'd think that a promotion and 2 title wins... They'd be offering us like a 4-year deal. Nice. Okay, we'll just take that, to be fair. Nothing... Winning the Polski Cup, lads, you may as well just keep that. We're probably never going to win the Cup. That's a good one for you, chat. What year do you reckon we finally win the Polish Cup in this save? Because I do not think we're going to do it this year either. I think it will only happen once we're at a point where we can rotate much more easily and really be able to care about those Cup games. Because we just seem to always stink the place out. I think you're probably right. At least another couple of seasons before we even get close to doing it. Ironically, the best Cup run we've had was the first season of the save. You're just going to be defending the Cup the entire time, Andrew. Fair.
Off the Pope hat.
Playing for both the B team and the A team. I respect it. Renato, thank you for the follow. Right, so Claudio Vallejos is in as well. Once Sven takes over. Or Roy Fleming gets bumped up as well. Don't forget, there is a chance that could happen as well. Offers for you. The fact that we're getting loan offers for Coman from Montpellier, Guingamp and Troyes suggests there is a real level of quality about him that I maybe need to investigate a little bit further. Although what I will do for the time being... Wow, we have quite a lot of entries, don't we? Let me just sort by age first, which is already sorted by. Offer out some of our... I don't know if actually we do this. It might do. Alright, well, nice. Offer for loan. I'm not going to do the toggle because we've got some outstanding loan bids on the table as it is. I still have no idea why Omich constantly shows up in that group when he's not set available for it. And you're not... God, Stasiak could probably do with a loan, to be fair. I just need to wait until he's actually old enough to get one. I keep forgetting that. It's crazy that he's been around for 2 seasons already. New Zealand first nationality. So have you... Does that mean you declared for England again then? Or what changed? I forget. It's so hard to keep track of all that stuff. Nobody wants Wroblewski yet. You think someone would take a punt given how he's literally tormenting all of their B teams week in, week out? You think by now someone would take a punt on him. You declare for Poland. Oh, that's cool though. Now, whether you declare... I think really it means that you might have decent PA and you believe that that's actually a doable achievement. A lot of you have changed nationalities very, very fast. Like, disappointingly so. On the good side though, Hadrian's patron region not only hasn't changed nationalities, but I don't think maybe he didn't have a second one, but he has got 8 caps for Kiribati, crucially. Salifu's in. Oh, he's really bad. But when you see a Malaysian player that the game is saying might be all right, he's worth the probably nothing, let's be honest, that I paid for him. Oh dear. Okay, that's a little disappointing. attribute-wise, he's decent. Wow. He's very techie. Yusuke Hirashige maybe doesn't have the PA. Worth keeping an eye on him, just in case that randomly goes up. Because he's very gifted now, but I wonder if his ceiling is simply non-existent. More caps than any Curibao player right now? Probably, yeah. That's back to Argentina. That's fine. We'll reject those as well. Can't say fairer than that. I think this might be the last guy, actually. Is Luca Victor Cruiser. Is it Cruiser? Cruiser? Or have you not joined us yet? I keep thinking I might have actually skipped over someone there, but there's so many of them, it's hard to keep track. Okay. So Ignatius Pennyfather. I keep calling him Pennyfather. From what I remember from doing the report thing yesterday, he is... Oh, Isaac. Right then. Better. Let me do the lookup and then we'll come back to Isaac, because I must admit, some of these guys have been a little bit disappointing. Although, I suppose that's what you get when you don't scout people properly and you just take wild swings. Yeah, you've got a year left on your contract at Liverpool, but you've not played since the first season. You are pretty much guaranteed to need to leave at the end of this season, I would say. Or they'll do the Palace thing and just sign you again. Because some of those attributes look okay. Maybe. I mean, maybe your physicals are all 2s. And that's the only thing stopping you from being a world-class footballer, perhaps. I don't know. Right, I'm going to proceed a little bit, because I do want to get in one more game before I have to stop stream earlier today due to my meeting. I want to make sure we play that game against GKS. Right. Whoa. Isak Salifu. He is lacking speed. And luckily he has a low squad status, which means I can dump him straight to the loan file, but he is very good. I do have a meeting, yes. Kreuzer as well. Yes. The physicals aren't amazing at all, Mr. Kreuzer here. The fact that I'm even considering some of these guys available for loan is a sign of how far we've come as a club. Because obviously they probably won't all find loans, and I think what I might do is once the window's shut, we'll have another little squad assessment and move some of them up and down depending on who got loans, who didn't, who's going to kick off, who won't, etc. Yeah, we've got both of them. Did they both come from Stuttgart Kickers? Yeah. So we've got Kreuzer and Jude. Nice. Here we go. Speaking of. Oh, hang on. There's another one in here. There's another one in here. In fact, there's probably 2, but this guy here. Roko Katusha. I mean, it's certainly worth a... I still want to scout him further, just because, remember, he plays no position that's even close to what we use, but still. That's the other guy from the Bordeaux team. Hoffman's making good development. God, you could do with a loan, man. Because there just isn't quite room for him in our first team squad yet. But if he keeps kicking off like that, damn. He's free, I suppose, but he's not free in terms of his contract, is he? I still might scout him a little bit, because we'd still have to pay for what would likely be a rather large contract. And that's the issue. If he wants squad player, I don't really want to give it to him, honestly, just because it just causes issues. I always set players available for loan when they turn 17, not because I think they're actually going to get a loan, because most of them don't, but it means the possibility's open. So that way it's kind of best of both worlds. So they get the loan, if there is one available to them, and if they don't, they end up staying in the B team or the under-19s anyway. Because when you have as many players as we do, it's all just a numbers game. Because the loans right now are creeping up. We're now up to 51, but in a moment we're going to get a huge batch of them. Also, why did I think we were playing GKS next? I think I actually saw EKS where it says extra class and thought that was GKS. Speaking of GKS, they will not leave Kuziemka alone. Here we go. Here come the loans. Almost all of them are Polish teams, yes. There's probably a couple in there that aren't. So there's a couple of first teamers that we wanted to get rid of that we end up having to settle for loans. Slavko didn't go to Vichesta. Fuck's sake. Silly man. That's Croatia. We'll do it from the other screen, of course, just to make this a bit easier. Right, Matulka. Top flight. Love to see it. Well done. That is very much not top flight Poland. Hollyhock. Great name. Definitely not a Polish side. This is where I find out that it actually is. Hollyhock are in again. It's been really tough to get the Japanese players, these loans. I think they're all German sides. God, I hope we do get some. Hey! They're going to have loads of players in the same position, aren't they? I can already tell. It's just a great... I love the reasoning behind loads of the Japanese team names, because they are so wonderfully eclectic, how some of them came about. There's one in particular, and I can't remember what it is. It's it's based on like I think it's an English phrase or something that's been shortened and words have taken out, and it's like in the middle of a Japanese team name. And I cannot for the life of me remember which team it is, but they just have great names. Not in terms of like, oh, this name's really funny. In terms of like, this is a cool name, I suppose. Jesus Lord. Is there any Polish sides interested? Well, they already filled their squads up. That sounds Romanian. In fact, they're all Romanian, aren't they? Because he is Romanian. He did not turn out as good as I was hoping. These guys are domestic sides as well. For them, that is. Marconi Stallions is just great. And also Bentley Greens. Sounds like a brand of vegetable. That's back to the Netherlands. Luca Fantasia. Oh, Luca, I wish I could find you a domestic loan, man. You'd be so good for somebody. It'd be so good to you. Try to share. Wow, this has been a proper... Maybe I'll have to do the on and off thing again. With the toggles instead. Maybe we got all the guys that were going to get immediate interest. Got them in the last batch. Because it seems like most of these guys have all... Yeah, this has been a bit... It's been a bit of a letdown, actually. I'll do a toggle in a moment. Make it a little bit easier. Although I won't do that until we've finished off getting these loans out. Because it will accidentally cancel them if you take them off of it. Which is a pain. Oh, do with that. No offers for 34 players. Yeah, I figured that would be the case. They're in the top flight. That's it. Yeah, it's Flugels. It was Yokohama F. Mariners. It definitely wasn't an English word, though. That's what I was thinking of. Right, so these are the Patreon regens. I'll obviously extend their trials again. Have they got interest, potentially? None yet. I feel like he probably would do. Same with Ragnarok. Maybe the wage demands are too high on some of them. Will he finish especially, actually? Oh, hang on, he's wanted. By Arca, who want everybody. They're like a Polish Casapia. He's going to be the toughest one. I think we may end up having to sign him and loaning him out ourselves. Silly might be a similar story on that front, in fact. Scouting update. Right. I'll leave that one in the tank so that we can get one more game before I have to go, because it is a hard stop today. Otherwise, I'll miss it. And I do want to play the Legia game. Oh, Bulgarian team. Okay. Unfortunately, with them being... I'm guessing that's second tier Bulgaria, right? But while I'm here... Oh, actually, do they have any players? They've got one guy in their under-18s. Fuck, I'll add them to the team reports. I say add them to the team reports. Make them the team reports while we're here. And let's get into this game. Just I do not want to be late. We'll sort out that scout report and get all this stuff. God, it's gone by so fast, man. How does that even happen? I just yap so much, man. I wasn't even trying to today. But you guys were just saying interesting things. What I mean by that is this is entirely your fault. To quote Ron Weasley's mum. That took forever to come through. Scotch's talk of... I've never heard the phrase Scotch used as a verb before in my entire life until this moment. He scotched takeover talk. That's the... Wait. Oh my god. He can't be that bad. There's no way he's as bad. Technically, he's extremely good. Wow, we find a lot of guys who are technically very gifted, but just don't seem to have that ceiling on them. And he's another of those, it seems. Legia at home. So what I'm going to do, temporarily at least, actually I'll just do this here, is... Oh, wait, we already have that in there. Shit. Let me just clear this one. Let's go back to that. That's the one we're using. Nice. And then with this one, we'll just copy that. But this one's going to have the team instructions where the attacking width is wider. Or much wider, rather. And progression is coming balanced. Because it's Legia, they're a better side. Oh, no, it's Lechia. But we've got it set up now, at least. Yeah, nice. That'll just stop us having any issues. Right. Nobody new has really come in. Oh, I suppose Hasmir's in. Maybe we can bring himself Omich. Anyone off the bench here that desperately needs an appearance? I'm reticent to change too much unless there's any injuries or something, just in case. But I don't think there is, actually. I think we're just going to go with the same lineup for this game and just see what happens. I'm tempted to start Rodado again, though, for the memes. What, do I give Kokunda a start? Wait, where's Rodado? You know what, I'm going to do it. One little tweak. Kokunda gets a chance to start. He's done so well off the bench lately, it almost feels rude not to give him the opportunity to start a match. Because he's got assists and goals in both. I think he's already got 2 goals and 2 assists in... Maybe 3 assists, actually. In 2 matches. Right. Favourites for a reason. Get out there, lads. Let's go. I mean, we were 1-0 down against these guys early on, the last time we played them. And then we won 5-1 in the end. Yeah, I mean, what often ends up happening in these sort of situations is we'll find a player that does that kind of stuff, and then we start them, and they do absolutely nothing. He feels like the type of player that may just be more effective later on in matches when the other team's tired out a little bit. But I really hope that isn't the case, because if he can prove to be a more useful footballer in this game, that's got more off... Oh, God. Look at the possession. 86% possession after like 15 minutes of the game. Well, we're certainly getting a lot of the ball in this one. Is this just going to be a kind of grind Lechia into the dust type of match where we just keep the ball away from them until they eventually get tired and then we just score? Because that's certainly what it's looking like. But the average ratings, other than Stoya, look pretty decent. Both strikers are on 6 point... Oh, no, it's a 6.6 for Kukonda, of course it is. I think he gets a chance to use that speed and agility really nicely when he's against tired legs a bit more. That's a nice pass. Coffee, go on, just drop it across. Oh, all the way through. Oh, okay. Sure, why not? What a waste of a chance, please. Yes! 1-0. Hassan Ranjbar. It's nice to see our man. He, by the way, has just gone so under the radar from the end of last season, coming into this year, to the point where I feel like he's pretty much nailed down that starting MPM role in our midfield. And he's very understated with a lot of the work he does. His ratings are never that bad. They're never usually outstanding either. He's always just around that 7 mark. That and Krzyzanowski, everything good, for the most part, seems to go through him as well, which is helpful. Are we actually going to have potentially a good start to the season? That'd be nice. If we could just get a little bit of a decent... Then again, we actually did okay towards the start of last year too. It wasn't until the fixtures started to pile up that we actually started to struggle. I think after 5 matches last year, we had 11 points, which is reasonable. I'd prefer for us to be in the sort of 13 kind of mark this time around. Is that even possible? No. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, that'd be 4 wins and a draw, wouldn't it? Yeah, we're not cooking that much, but we're ultimately winning the game, so I'm kind of content to just leave it right now. We're winning. We're getting loads of possession. It's like the players know that, like, we were doing one more game. They're like, we don't want to take too much of your time. Thoughts on F26. It's better than it was. It's still a work in progress, and it's getting there. But I'm ultimately, and have been for the most part, having pretty good fun with it, to be honest. There's too many things that I do like about it that would mean that if I was to go back, I don't think I'd be able to get the same experience I'm looking for. But I'm also excited about what it could become. Far from play. Wait, what are we doing? Stoya's struggled today. We haven't been excellent. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I was tempted to just switch it to the other one for the second half to see what happened, but it was Lechia that we played with this style last season and absolutely annihilated them. So in theory, as the game wears on, so should our chances, and maybe it will just be some substitutions that do the trick for us. How are Polony Bouton actually? I keep calling them Bouton. That is literally how you pronounce their name. They've got points on the board, at least temporarily. Is he in? Oh, he's injured. Is he? He's not even playing. How could he be injured? He's just on the bench. Struer scored in the last game. He's just been bad today. Unfortunately, so has Kukonda. That's a shame. This is where Furman now comes off the bench and absolutely chefs. Do I bring on... No, well, why would I replace the centre-back? Like, that's not really how I do it, is it? Abdullahi's been kind of poor, actually. I might go Naeem for a bit. Ranjbar? No, Lunga's been poor. This feels like a kind of Karimov moment, even though we don't need his clutchness, I suppose. Playing as much as... Well, I mean, ultimately, there's one position in the squad. Only one player can facilitate and be in that role, and Stoya has started the season well, so I didn't really see the reason to drop him, I guess. Actually, never mind. It's Regan Booty. What say you, chat, to 30 minutes of Regan Bootyism? That does mean he's going to drop back into centre-back, doesn't it? To be fair, I don't really know what other choice we've got. I've always thought that Regan Booty would make an excellent centre-back. I don't know what you mean, although that is all of our subs, so if we were to get an injury... Typical the one game that I took Omich off the bench is the one we get an injury to Vandenbos. Ah, man. We've not been excellent here, to be fair. But if we were to get the dub, who cares? Maybe it was just a case of maybe the other tactic would have been better in this one. I don't know. Oh, Lechia still being managed by John Carver, perhaps. I mean, how's Booty done? 6.6. Okay, so he's not done brilliantly since coming on. I do get the feeling they'll probably end up scoring a headed equaliser in this game somehow. Oh, God, here it comes. Come on, big header needed. Oh, God, straight up in the air. That's... Jesus Christ, Kuziemka. Oh, there it comes. Oh, no, we're cleared away again. He's not got the speed to catch up, though. We might well get second phased here, and I don't think we'd be able to complain too much if they did find an equaliser, because they would probably be good value for it. And here it comes. Oh, my God, what a save. Sané. Docampo's going to have a job getting back in the squad when he comes back from international duty. What a save. Holy Christ. Hello, Mushroom Man. We've important someone. What is the... It's what you need. I absolutely destroyed this CD just from over listening back in the day. What a save. Very fortunate win, but we got it in the end, and that is very, very nice to see. Huge. It's good having 2 goalkeepers we can rely on. I'm just going to tell them they did well, because the moment you tell them they didn't do that well, they kick off. Clean sheets in fact, is that 3 clean sheets in a row? Because it was, I think it might be, you know. Yep, we've not conceded a goal yet in the league and have scored 8. That's more like it. That's the kind of start we needed.
You know, there's a train coming anytime.
Shout out to last year's title contenders there, struggling a little bit more.
Building it now.
Dizon, thank you very much for the follow. It's only a small injury. We're okay. It could be a lot worse. Come on. Going up. Tough to go up as a top flight side. We'll find a way. We'll get promoted to like the championship. Right. So, apologies, chat, but obviously today's stream is going to have to be slightly shorter due to the meeting I have. We'll go a bit longer on Thursday and just try and burn through loads of games, get Champions League stuff done. But we've made some good progress today in terms of the squad. The strength is improving. Don't forget, those transfer room in things were not finished. There's going to be loads more players in there. It was 277 before, right? How many is it now, out of interest? So there's another 40 lads in there. I want to see if let's find the best player, potential-wise, that we didn't already look at. It's weird that it shuffled it around again. You looked at you, looked at you, looked at you, looked at you. Watch there be no new good ones at all. That'd be very us, wouldn't it? Jeff was new. Knew about you. I like our players that we've already signed up. Oh, hello. I know we knew about him as well. And you. Maybe not so good. How Bishop Ultras. Fine. We'll do a How Bishop Ultras to finish off, and I'll find a raid while we're doing that. Where's my buttons gone? Damn it. How's my button gone? Right. Let's go.
The minute you get uptight, you're dead.
I'm in the house where the coffee's green and the food is grouse, with sandwiches and lasagna too.
Ice cream sundaes for me and you.
I'm Andrew Harold and I'm in the house where the coffee's green and the food is grouse, with sandwiches and lasagna too.
Ice cream sundaes for me and you.
I try not to lose my temper with myself.
Oh, goodness sake and shit and balls.
The minute you get uptight, you're dead.
Damn straight, friends. We're going to raid to Jay Wawa, because I don't think I've ever actually had the chance to raid Jay before, because normally I don't finish as early in the day, or maybe Jay doesn't stream in the same hours as me often. So I'm going to send you lovely folks over to Jay. We'll be back on Thursday with a proper... We'll do like 5 hours on Thursday, because I just want to play through loads of matches, to be honest. And yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon. Apologies for the slightly shorter stream today. I hope you understand. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you on Thursday. Favourite flag, because we've not raided Jay before, I don't think, so favourite flag is definitely on the cards here. And yeah, let's go.